physical. It's time to talk some piss and more. We gonna talk about it all. DVD, CD, UHD, VHS, books, Blu-ray. Who knows, maybe you'll even see the laser disc today. Let's get physical. We wanna talk some physical media. Movies and TV, music and more. Come check out what we have in store. This is the Media House Stream. It's time for some physical media on FanZcene.
I know it was like really popular because it like won some Oscars and whatever, but
Jimmy does guys.
It's got the Mighty Ducks guy. Got that guy.
No! Yes, but no! He's not the Mighty Ducks guy! It's Emilio Estevez! Who's the You can never have enough physical media. Yeah! And now your host, Greg of FanZcene!
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
Yeah. I'm a guy, guys.
So that's what it's saying. We need a gay chick now? Oh, balls.
Oh, man.
I'll be so canceled every week.
Could you imagine if we had a gay chick on here? I'm trying to get us a woman on here. I will try. I've been trying to get us a woman on here, but could you imagine if we had a gay
The reason
chick?
we don't is because you're making us sound so fucking desperate.
I know.
Greg.
We sound too bad. We're like, can we have a woman?
Please, we need women. Send women, please.
Please send women.
We're desperate. See, you just have. It's like it's even unsaid before you say it.
I tried to give them the puppy dog.
I had a completely different bit I was going to start with, and now I completely forgot what it was because of that. I really was. I had like a little bit in my head. I'm like, okay, I got this little bit.
Okay.
We're going to do it. And now my brain just went, poof. Whatever it was, it's gone.
I have a habit of messing things up like that.
No, it's fine. We still had a bit, but it was like not the bit I was going to do.
Yeah.
And now I'm pissed because my brain's like, fuck you. I'm going to forget it. It does that all the time to me.
You'll never.
It's like, you know that thing you were looking for? Fuck you. You'll never find it.
Oh, tell me about it. Like, I get to talking and I'm like, what's that name?
And when you do, it won't matter because you'll have bought into more.
Yes. Exactly.
It's like, why did you walk into this room? Fuck you. That's why.
I know. That's like the worst part is like you immediately know, like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. And you stand up and you go,
no, I don't.
What was I going to do? It was literally in my head.
That just has to come with age then, evidently. I thought maybe it's because I smoked too much fucking weed, but no, like evidently I've talked to enough people now, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. It's age.
It's just one of those things. And I know man eyes is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I brought it up enough times where women will confirm it and men will deny it, which means it's real. So what man eyes is, for those out there who are like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's where men can't see when something's right directly in front of their face. Because the woman hid it on us. Because we can't, like, we're like, where is the thing? And they're like, it's in the drawer. So you look in the drawer and you're like, I don't see the thing. And they're like, move stuff around. And you move some stuff around. You're like, I don't see the thing. And they come over and they're like, right there is the thing. And they point right at you. And you're like, you magically made that thing appear. It was not there 10 seconds ago. It's right in front of your face, they'll say.
Happens every time.
We can't see things right in front of our face. It's a scientific fact.
Yep. That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
It's just like we also can't tell the difference between different shades of colors. Because like we'll look at it and we'll go, that's blue. And a girl goes, no, that's turquoise. It's like, what the fuck is the difference? That's turquoise then. We point at, no, that's sea green. What about this one? That's mint.
It's all blue, red, and green.
They all look the same.
This is why
Try painting the room with all three of those colors, Thomas.
This is why women don't join us on the show.
This is why women don't join us on the show. Ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. But with that, let's say hi to the chat.
Let's.
We got FKHC 2005. Welcome. He says first, hell to you, Brian Barth. Glad to see you out in the chat. Howdy to you, Double Fett. Good to see you. Let's go, Ace Hanlon. Glad to have you out there. Hey. What do you say, John the Beagle Dad? Hell to you, Tim Hayes. Glad to see you out there. What is up, Danny Hooley? Glad to see you. Hi. Let's see who else do we have here. Maybe late, but never gay. Never gay. her embrace, Jeremiah. Tardy again. Yes, we get there. We get there eventually, though. What's up, Void King? Glad to see you out there too. Hello, Corleone Rogue. Glad to see you. Technically, yes, you are. I keep forgetting, Steven. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm old. My mind slips me. I had a bit of a week this week, or else I would keep reminding myself to ask you, and I apologize for that. We'll have to get you back on the show. We need a new clip.
Does he want to come on?
I mean, you come on tonight if you want to.
Is your gear up to snuff, and do you have a couple movies? That's up to you. I got a lot of movies.
I only got a couple.
Greg is an underachiever.
I had a week. What could I say? I had a week.
Nah, he's got a good excuse. He's got like, well, technically he watched 4, but he can't find his copy of it. But we'll get into that.
I can't find it though. I really can't. I don't know. I know I got.
But he's gonna get a runner or a rookie excuse this time. I'm gonna let him have one.
Yes,
because I've done it before. So,
hey, when you start moving exclusively from DVD to Blu-ray, then now 4K and Blu-ray, you forget where you put some stuff.
Well, yeah, and then also like you get to cheat once in a while with digital. Because look, I've done it before where I'm like, I got this on DVD, but I watched it on digital because it's actually an HD, where it's a monochrome better looking, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that a little bit this week because there's an interesting release here. I got my table, and we got one but we've already talked about before. And you're going to be like, why the fuck did you bring that on again already? But we'll get into that. Go ahead and say hello.
Okay. Well, hello to you, Dragonzilla. Hell to you. Glad to see you out there. Yes, there are actually a lot of female physical media collectors. Typically, they have very good fan bases for several reasons.
They want to get physical.
So it's harder to get them on shows like this with all guys than...
They're like, fuck you, schlubs.
Because, like, they're doing better than us. So, and I mean, what could you say? Guys who collect physical media see a woman who collects physical media, they're going to flock to their channels. There's a reason for that. What's up, Cynical? Glad to see you as well. And live long and prosper. Good evening to you, Tyrell72. Glad to see you out there as well. Yes.
I almost said something else that probably would have kept women off the show for another 10 years, but I kept my mouth shut. You're welcome.
I like this. I like this right here. We got Cynical. Women are naturally argumentative. 6. No, we are not.
Yeah. I'll fucking prove you wrong.
So, hello, 6. Glad to see you out there as well.
No, the difference is they win every argument. Why? Because they have the vagina. That's why. And guess what? That's called power. And they got the power to tell you to sleep on the fucking couch. And if you don't have a couch like me, that's very uncomfortable.
I need a comfy couch.
I know, right? I miss them. I have a chair. I could sleep in my chair, I suppose. But that's why I don't have a girlfriend. That and women hate me, so go figure.
Yeah. Well. Happens.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't see women, but they just run away screaming usually. Oh.
Emilio, I said she had a tail, but would she wag it this way? I don't know.
Well, hello.
What's up?
What's up?
Ghost in the darks.
What are you doing? Nothing. Chilling. True that.
Smoking a bird.
Word.
It's just funny. I know we'll get to that, but it's funny how that joke really hasn't aged.
It hasn't for us.
Yeah, but
I'm curious how we'll talk about that a little bit. I think. Well, now we're giving it away, but yeah.
Yeah. But I believe we're all caught up on everybody.
It's Revenge of the Scream tonight, kids.
They love it when you bring up that topic. Ahoy, Deeple. Glad to see you. Ahoy.
I still got to say that fucking Steelbook for 7, man, looks fucking sweet.
It does.
And even though the price is listed right now at like some ungodly amount, it'll go down.
But
that is still a badass looking
of ungodly amounts, I was looking through Horror Hound, which I'm hoping to get to soon.
Horror Hound.
Yeah, Horror Hound. You can take pictures with the 3 Ghostface from Scream 7. And of course, all of them, Yeah, they got Ethan Embry. Well, not Jessica, whatever her name is, Anna Camp.
That's a spoiler.
And that's when the pores come in.
But you can take pictures.
Jesus Christ, man. It's only 2 weeks out.
Everybody knows by now.
Remember back in the day, you get your ass beat for that shit.
They spoiled that movie before it even came out. So, yeah, you can take lots of money though. Lots of money there. Look, Rookie in the chat. I wish I could join, but I got time to send like 12 messages in the chat. So,
Why the fuck ain't you here?
hell, Barry the Music Man.
Oh, Subway Prison. Got ya.
Subway Prison. Yes.
We keep telling you can do better than that, but then again, I'm starting to rethink that.
The 10 Commandments. Okay. I don't think you can. All right, good.
10 Commandments looks great.
Yeah, dude, that's what I've heard. All right,
Probably one of the best reference qualities for was it? I think it's a Technicolor or I know I talked about it when it brought it on. Now I'm gonna get it incorrect because I said that it loves 4K loves that format. I believe it was Technicolor, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
If somebody correct me, please, if I'm wrong. Deleted scenes, but yeah, same kind of thing with Ben-Hur. I think they still have the negative for Ben-Hur. It looks good because it's from 65 millimeter.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully soon, Bryant. In fact,
Oh yeah.
Greg and I were just discussing that not too long ago.
Yeah, we were.
It's going to come back, and I did mention it a little bit on the members stream, so I'll give you guys a little bit of an exclusive here. We are launching it again. It may even be as soon as Friday, but it's not going to be the exact same kind of shows you're used to, but it will be some of the shows you're used to, if that makes sense. And that's all I'm going to say for right now.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Greg might be helping me out a lot more than he thinks, which means I'm going to have to start paying his ass.
Oh.
2 nights a week at least, maybe.
2 nights. It's like a job, man.
That means we're going to like married like 3 times a week. You're going to see me more than women do. They come over once and then...
Women don't see me at all, man. Not with what I got.
What I got, my Blu-ray collection.
Not all my responsibilities and kids. Women don't want that shit.
Women are both impressed and intimidated by the collection, and then you can tell what kind of woman they are when they start asking questions about it. And the ones I hate are the ones that are like, do you really need 5 copies of Godzilla? What's the difference?
Well, do you need it? Do you really like? Why do you have the DVD, the Blu-ray, and 4K?
Or if like you start up something, or you want to watch, or they're like, I want to watch this. Do you have this? And you're like, yes, actually, I do. And they're like, oh, or they're going through like my streaming stuff, and they'll see a movie, be like, I do have that on disc, and they're like, so we got it right here. It's like, yeah, but it looks better on disc.
Yeah, way better.
I see the difference. See, that's woman eyes. We can tell what format it is and all that kind of business. If it's good enough, it's a 4K coming through, all that kind of business. Girls are just like,
grain.
Does it play? Can I hear it?
Why is it so grainy?
They don't even say that shit usually. They're just like, it's noisy or fuzzy. Fuzzy is the one that they usually say.
Hi, Heather Preston.
Please don't call it fuzzy, Heather.
You got 6 in the chat.
6 knows better because 6 asks me. So she's like, she always asks me, what's the best one of this or what's the best of that? And I don't even think do you have a 4K TV 6? I know you don't. I'm trying to remember how big it is because I know you said you had
that's what she said.
32 inch. Yeah, right. She's got a 32 inch, baby. I think she said she had a 32 inch regular 1080p, but she might have a 4K player. I can't remember which, but like she's always asking me which versions to get. So I try to help her out as best I can. But I also let her know that, look, whatever looks good for you is fine. Oh, look who we got here, Steve.
We have Steven joining us.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. And
do you have any Grey Poupon?
I wear the Scream mask to bed sometimes. No, I'm just kidding.
We watch you while you sleep.
All right, let's talk about new releases though.
Yeah, what do we got for new releases? Yes.
Let's see here. She's waiting for one. Yeah, I was gonna say. I remember we talked about it once. 6. Have a good night at work. Thanks for popping in.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Take care, 6.
She's like, now that we've alienated all the women, she's like, fuck this show. Fleischer Cartoons is coming out with, I believe, a multi-volume set, or at least it's a couple. It looks good. They're doing 4K scans of a bunch of the original Fleischer cartoons. It's from the estate. So that's coming out. Did we mention Moneyball yet or not? I think it was announced like 2 weeks ago, but I don't remember if we announced it.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, Moneyball's coming. For some reason, that's a good ass movie. I don't know if it deserves a 4K, but because honestly, I don't even know if it is in 4K because it's at that period where I'm pretty sure it's got a 2K master. But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure we covered the Arrow releases last week, right?
yes,
Yeah, because we talked about Bryan Adams. Yeah. That's right.
Yep.
Let's see here. What else do we got? We've got.
While you're looking,
so
while you're looking, I was going to answer this question real quick.
Go for it.
The knockoff from MVD 4K. There was like some digital
minor glitch.
Yeah,
I
like
guess.
the minor digital noise type thing. And so they caught it, and it's good on the Blu-ray, but the 4K, they've reprinted them, and they're going to send out your replacement disc, and all the new sales from then on out will be the new.
It's
4K.
Something that Shout would have said. It's always been there.
Yeah, it's your guys' opinion.
You guys are just making it up.
Yeah. But yes, go ahead, Tom. I saw.
No, actually, the Killer, I think, is the only other one, and I think we already got that, and Eraser. Mm-hmm. Although Eraser, I don't think has a specific date yet. But it is popping up for pre-orders in spots, yeah. I guess. It looks to be a steelbook as well. Yes. That's all I got, unless there's something I missed.
Ace Ventura 2.
Oh, duh. Ace Ventura 2. Yeah, that was this morning.
From Via Vision, with a new 4K scan from Via Vision.
Which, keep in mind, that's an Australian company, I believe. So there's no word yet whether or not Shout is going to pick up the sequel or Arrow or somebody like that. So we'll see. This is my guess right now, and I hate to say this, because this seems to be kind of a thing, is like a lot of overseas, seems like overseas they get the 4K before we do, but long time before in some cases. I have a feeling Via Vision already put out Ace Ventura, and they're putting out When Nature Calls. Now, I don't know if they did their own scan for the first one, but like you said, they're handling the scan for this one.
Yeah, they're handling the scan for that one.
My guess is we're not going to see When Nature Calls in an American release until the rights for the first one dry up and like Arrow or somebody can pick them up, or Kino. That'd be my guess. And that's when we'll see Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. I could be wrong, but that's so that we're talking probably 3 to plus years out before we get it here. I bet. Oh, yeah, The Killer was another one, yeah.
Was it the Fincher's Killer? Tyrell was wondering.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But, so we'll see what happens there. But, yeah, it looks interesting. It looks like they're getting it. I'm going to probably try and import it. Problem with Australia is their releases are fucking expensive.
Yeah, the import.
And it's all because of the import shit. And it had nothing to do with it was always that way. Because you remember years ago, I would bitch about every time I would get something from Via Vision or whatever.
Yep.
Because it would cost me a fortune, and it usually cost me more in shipping than it did for the movies I was ordering.
Big time. Sometimes if you go from like Diabolic or
you can usually get a better deal.
Sometimes you get a better deal, but you're still paying the shipping,
But see, that'll be one that they'll sell out of constantly on Diabolic, I bet.
Yep, big time.
Until it finally gets an announcement.
And Brian Bart, yes, Australia still distributed disc. It's only Disney that pulled out of Australia. Disney is the only one. Australia has their own boutique labels down there and everything. So don't ask me why. So it's what happens. When Nature Calls is Morgan Creek, right? Their movies have been weird rights issues, Robin Hood. Yeah. And well, now you're getting Prince of Thieves here in the US on 4K.
Yeah.
And True Romance was already, I think, came into 4K in the US.
Yeah, Morgan Creek has been sold and bought out, I think, like 2 times in the last decade. And I know there's been talks of this, that, and the other. And I know, like, some of their movies are still stuck behind certain other studios. Like, that's why I think we got Young Guns, but we didn't get Young Guns 2 because Warner Brothers actually, or Fox, one of the two, owns the fucking rights to that one. I think it's been twice now bounced. Yeah. Same thing with Major League. Major League 1, Paramount has, but 2 and 3, I think Warner Brothers had or has. But they have the sequel rights to everything. So I have no idea what they control as far as they have in-house. I think Ace Ventura is one of the only ones.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure on that. I'd have to go look.
Scream 7 has been announced on when it will be released. It's due on digital March 31st, but I would assume
probably extrapolate 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, about 3 weeks after that will probably be on the DVD, 4K, Blu-ray, all that.
Don't go by what they're listing it online.
Yeah, they got it for December 31st. It ain't coming. It's coming out
I ain't
like,
gonna tell you
or at
that
least
long.
on Amazon. I think that's what it said. But it's
Yeah.
coming. It'll be out by April. I mean, it'll be out
Yeah.
sometime in April. Yeah,
Most likely.
yeah,
It didn't take long for 5 and 6 to come out either.
yeah. All right. With that being said, since Steven, since that's
What do you
all it
got?
for the new releases, Steven, you want to go first? You haven't been on here in a while. You can.
Sure.
If you're
Okay.
ready to go first.
Are you
All
Pauly
right.
Shore?
Well, my Pauly Shore. All right.
Holy
not
crap!
sure.
It's a beard.
Hello. Yes, it's a big bushy beard that I need to trim back.
He's been trapped in his basement for months. His mom's
Yeah.
basement, I mean.
My mother doesn't live there anymore.
She locked the door and she went on vacation, and I don't know how to get out.
All right. All right. Well, my first choice tonight is a movie from last year called Black Bag
Oh,
with Michael Fassbender and Cate Blanchett and Pierce Brosnan. And it is about a MI5 agent, well, technically MI6 agent by the name of George Woodhouse, who's played by Fassbender, who is informed at the beginning of the movie that there is a mole inside MI6. And he has 1 week to find out who this person is before this catastrophic event takes place.
mm-hmm.
And the hiccup being that his wife, who is Cate Blanchett's character, is at the top of the suspect list.
As she
So,
should be.
yes, she should be. Yeah, of course.
Always blame the wife.
So it leads to kind of this cat and mouse game between not only the two of them, but everybody they work with as well. And as he's going through this investigation, everybody's dirty little secrets start to come out. And it's pretty well done. It's got a lot of really snappy dialogue in it. It's very well written. Should have been nominated for screenplay. But of course, you know, it's good. So why should it get nominated for anything? And it's got a few other familiar faces in it. The guy from Bridgerton's in it, and a few other people you'll recognize. The girl played in the Amy Winehouse movie. She's in here as well. But it's a pretty good movie. It's got a lot of twists and turns. You're kind of not really sure who to trust at any moment, and they keep it
Tight.
They keep it tight. It's 94. It's like 94 minutes altogether.
Nice.
So
that's actually rare in today's day and age.
Yeah. So, well, we had talked before about, bringing back these 90-minute original films.
Mm-hmm.
And this is definitely one.
Big disappointment. Not one single black bag in the entire film.
No,
There was a gray one. There was a pink one, but
There's
sure
no
as hell
actual
wasn't
black
ones.
no,
I don't know. Never actually seen it.
what? No
Luckily
black
for
bags,
me, that
racist.
joke works.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, it's a pretty good one. It was my number 3 of my best of from last year. So check it out. I saw this a bunch. I've probably watched this like about a dozen times.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. It's written by David Koepp, directed by Steven Soderbergh, and it moves. And there is no fat on this film. Every scene, is either moving along plot or is a character bit. It's pretty well done. So highly, very, very highly recommend it.
I've heard. I haven't seen it either, but I've heard a lot of people like this one when it came out, and it was kind of like one of those movies that most people were like, "Hey, give this a look," and like kind of got forgotten and swept away. So
Sadly, yeah.
yeah,
Came out at the beginning of the year and it got forgot about.
yeah. But I've heard good things about it from other people as well too. So it's nice to know. Nice to know. Good first pick there, Steven.
Thank you.
All right. Who wants to go next? Tom, you want to go since you got a little more?
I suppose I can.
All righty.
Let's start with. Well, since he's all prestigious and shit, I think I'm
This is a lowbrow show, Steven. You're supposed to bring lowbrow stuff.
Yeah, lowbrow shit. Lowbrow shit. But I came
later then.
like an overachiever I am. I always come prepared. Okay, so I'm gonna do this bass backwards, and you'll understand why. So I have never seen this movie before, and I finally got a chance to watch it. It's called The Last Picture Show.
Oh, with Sybil Shepherd.
It's with Sybil Shepherd and Jeff. Actually, the cast in this is amazing. It's a Peter Bogdanovich film. It's got Timothy Buttons, Jeff Bridges, Elton Bernstein, Ben Johnson, Cloris Leachman, Randy Quaid, Sybil Shepherd. Huge cast. Interesting, very engaging film about a slice of time just before Vietnam, and kind of in that same era as American Graffiti, but not as cut and dry. And it really kind of shows the underbelly of small town life. I mean, there's not much I can probably say about the movie that hasn't been said already.
Mm-hmm.
I just like how the movie kind of plays out, and it kind of revolves around how this, how this town is just basically dying, and how everybody's basically fucking everybody.
Yeah.
It has a very
sounds a lot like today's day and age.
It is, but it's not. It's this the seedier aspect of it is how, you know, those are the kind of things you don't ever talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just little. It reminds me a lot of it has little elements. It's kind of like if The Graduate met American Graffiti, if that makes sense. It's kind of like that, but there's something else to it I can't quite put my finger on. Actually, it's from the Columbia box set, Barry the Music Man. So it would have been, I think, the blue set, or the purple set or whatever. So I think it's the same one that has. I don't think it's the Starman one. It's the other one.
Nice.
Yeah, for some reason they didn't add Texasville with it either, which is kind of weird. Which is the sequel.
They made I did not know they actually made a sequel to it.
Yeah.
Is it any
which
good?
has been released.
Good.
Yeah. I've never seen it, to be honest with you, so I don't know. I was gonna try and get it watched before this, but I couldn't get my hands on it.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But okay, so as I was pointing out, it was shot in black and white. And Bogdanovich, his whole thing is he was like friends with Orson Welles, and he wanted to do certain kind of deep focus shots and certain other things. And Welles is like, well, the only way you're going to do that is if you shoot it like Kane.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was his inspiration. And Kane being one of his favorite films, he actually has a commentary on here. And this, of course, is notoriously
The Bad Box.
The worst cover ever made. And I'm still upset that Criterion didn't get the rights to RKO.
You don't like the big old white K on the black box?
That doesn't bother me. Like the designs isn't the problem so much as just this.
Yeah.
You got to do this to open it up to get out to all the 4 of the discs. Because, I mean, otherwise, other than having that one documentary and having that HBO movie, this is a very loaded set. Like, that I can't complain about. Like, this has hours and hours and hours of features. But it's missing that excellent documentary that's on here. And it would have been nice to also have an HD version of RKO 281, which is also on here in DVD. So, yeah, The Battle for Citizen Kane is the documentary that's missing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I mean, overall, like a good package, but the packaging sucks.
Yeah.
So I watched those two because of all the comparisons and
they go together and stuff like that. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Nice. Do you think Orson Welles peaked with Citizen Kane?
No.
I thought he was
Touch
good.
of Evil's really good.
That's what I've heard. I haven't seen that one, but I've heard.
I mean, would I say it's better than Kane? I don't know. But I mean, there's a lot of directors that it's hard to find sometimes a better film than their first film. Like Bogdanovich is a good example. I don't think he ever got nominated for Best Director again after this. If he did, he sure as hell didn't win. Because he was like supposed to be the reason I started watching this is because I'm going through Easy Rider and Raging Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gotten to that point with this movie here, and American Graffiti and some other ones and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I hadn't seen that, and I know I got it, so I thought I'd give it a spin. So yeah, so it's getting to talk about all that stuff. But it does get heavy into how Bogdanovich basically torpedoed himself and basically never hit the heights again. You know, that he did well, but he never was quite the same. But
Yeah.
Lots of great Hank Williams, because that's the thing that kind of helps you feel the era is it's pre-rock and roll as well.
Right.
So it's even way before the Vietnam War. It's even more so like it's kind of even a little bit before American Graffiti, because American Graffiti's literally the night before the U.S. joins American War or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the Americans join the Vietnam War. This is like literally just before rock and roll. So like all those like things that rock and roll kind of brings to the surface are still under the surface here in this town, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that Hank Williams soundtrack really makes you feel that, right? Because all the music and stuff, you don't have any Elvis yet. You don't have any Buddy Holly yet. You don't have any of the, teen bop shit yet. So it's all, Hank Williams and that old school kind of feel. And especially down south where this takes place, obviously in Texas, and of course, then the end of the film, it all boils down to like this guy who's like this older kind of statesman of the young kids. He runs the pool hall and the theater and stuff like that. He ends up passing away, spoilers, suddenly, when our two main stars are away, taken off to Mexico to fuck around. When they get back, they find out. And so the whole town just kind of, I wouldn't say it falls apart, but it isn't the same afterwards. Like, he was kind of the moral heartbeat of the town. That makes sense. Because there's a scene earlier on where the kids, one of the kids is a little slower than the rest, and they set him up with a hooker, and the hooker ends up smacking him around because he don't know what he's doing, and and Ben Johnson gets really pissed at the boys, and basically kicks him out of the pool hall and the theater and shit, and it's like that just kind of shows you how he's kind of the moral center to this town. But even he has played a part in the, I don't want to use the word debauchery because it's not quite as salacious as that, the way it's treated, right? Like, I mean, the people that are getting together because that's what a lot of it is about relationships. You have like Cloris Leachman, who's this older woman who ends up sleeping with, the Timothy Bottom character, who's literally a high schooler, right?
Yeah.
Like you have, the Sybil Shepherd character who's like this prude, while her mom is like this person who's the absolute opposite. And she's constantly encouraging her to live her life a little bit, where Sybil's like, oh no, I got to do this, I got to do that, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's this kind of tug and pull of the sexual revolution on the horizon, the women's roles in sexuality, men's roles in sexuality. And it does it in a way that's very tasteful.
Right.
So what happened to Bogdanovich? Well, he got wrapped up with Sybil Shepherd. And she being like 20 years his junior, it just really kind of eroded his image. It ruined his marriage. It kind of just was a black cloud over his career for a while. And then after that, I just don't think he ever made anything again that really kind of hit those heights, just couldn't get there again.
That's why you don't throw everything away for a pretty young lady. See?
Not
so you don't do that. All right. So Citizen Kane and Last Picture Show.
Last Picture Show, yeah.
Says to me, you got any final words?
Looks great. Columbia wouldn't expect no less. There is the theatrical cut and the director's cut. I watched the director's cut, which, as far as I know, just has a few extra minutes of like nudity and stuff like that. Maybe one or
more
two
boobs.
character moments.
More boobs.
Yeah.
Always a good thing. All right. Well, I guess keeping it very prestigious over here, we'll go on to my first pick of the night. I'm just Heavyweights.
My God, that is
kids,
a masterpiece.
The kids wanted to watch it, so I watched it with the kids.
That's the director, the writer of, not the director, but the writer of Mighty Ducks, who directed it. Yeah. Didn't he? If I'm not, or no, wait.
Stephen Brill directed it.
Yeah, he's the guy who wrote the original version of Mighty Ducks. Yes.
Yeah. So, the kids wanted to watch it. They had never seen it. They saw it on my shelf. They're like, "What's this movie about fat kids?" And I was like, "Do you guys want to watch it?"
You know who wrote that too?
Judd Apatow.
Look who else.
And Stephen Brill. That's what it says.
Oh, well, he's in it then.
Paul Feig in the movie. Paul Feig's in the movie.
I thought he wrote on it too for some reason, but I guess he's just in it.
No, it's just written by Judd Apatow and Steve Brill, and he plays one of the fat kids that got skinny as an adult. So, yeah, no, it's I mean, it is a classic from my childhood and everything, regardless of how I feel about Ben Stiller and Paul Feig today. It is hilarious. The kids absolutely loved it. They wanted to see it, and who am I to say no to them when they actually want to sit down and watch the movie? You know, it's rare for the kids here because they either want to be outside playing, which is a very good thing. You know, they like to be outside. They don't like to always be sitting and watching things. And when they want to sit and watch a movie, I let them sit and watch the movie. And they wanted to watch.
It's one of those Disney movies they don't make anymore, unfortunately.
No, there's clearly a scene in this movie. It clearly was meant to be a much more adult type movie. You can tell because there's a scene where the one guy who's also in the Mighty Ducks who got on drugs, the Goldberg kid, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. He's talking to Ben Stiller and he goes, "See more butts," and Ben Stiller's like, "Who's seen more butts?" And he's like, "Nobody's seen more butts than you." They're not saying that. You could clearly see their lips are not matching with what they're saying at all. And I have a feeling that was a much more harder joke.
It's funny you mentioned that because I actually just saw a video today about the Mighty Ducks. And I knew a few things about it, but like Stephen Brill, when he first wrote it, he didn't write it for Disney. He wrote it as a Bad News Bears ripoff. Like, so like it's much darker. The original version was much darker. And I don't mean darker in like, you know, like disturbing dark, but obviously like, okay, so like Bombay is a lot more like the Walter Matthau character. He's an alcoholic. He's a womanizer.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and he doesn't stop drinking. You know, like, you know, and the kids are a little bit more racier, you know, and it doesn't have as much of a bubblegum kind of aspect to it. Once Disney got a hold of it, they cleared out all the adult stuff that was in it. Down to just him getting busted with driving drunk or whatever.
Yeah. I have a feeling they did the same thing with this movie.
It's funny you say that, Boba Fett. I was like, it's almost like they're kind of like brothers.
It is.
It's almost like the same character down there.
He really is almost like this. Like this was him before that. But no, it's a funny movie. It is one of those Disney movies that Disney would not make today at all.
Disneyland.
How this even still got a Blu-ray and wasn't part of the Disney Club, I will not know.
That is a strange one too. Yeah, I'm surprised because it wasn't a huge hit. But I think it was a bit bigger than, I don't know, was Big Green a bigger hit or was that a bigger hit? I'm trying to remember.
But
Green
it all come out in that bigger hit.
All that same era with Mighty Ducks, Big Green, that one. God, I want to say there's at least one or two other ones they did that were just kind of good kid movies. But of course, now we watch them. There's no fucking way some of the stuff would get through.
Right.
But it has nothing to do with Disney. It has more to do with just how sensibilities have changed. But yeah.
Because you watch that and like even the kids, because they're, they're appropriate age, and because they're around these kids, and these kids are saying like shit and damn in the movie, and it's PG, so they're like saying shit and damn, and they're like, looking at me. He probably
just wrote it. He didn't specifically write it for Disney, but they're like, "Oh, you wrote Mighty Ducks for us, so we'll give you
so we'll take this one." Yeah, and I do like the movie. I do have the connection.
I just remember that movie being mentioned because Peter, what's his face? Peter Berg is in it, right? As the cook or whatever it is.
Yes.
He was supposed to play Gordon Bombay.
Oh, really?
But Disney's like, no.
I did not know that.
They're like, we got the script out to like Chuck Sheen and some other people. I can't remember who the other people were. Tom Hanks and some other ones. Yeah. But Chuck ended up handing it off to Emilio, and Emilio loved it. It was exactly what he was looking for. Because Emilio at that point, if you guys remember, he'd been doing shit like Repo Man and Young Guns. He hadn't done anything but R-rated films.
Yeah.
So, at least Charlie had been in like Ferris Bueller and a few other things that weren't R-rated at that point.
Yeah.
But he handed it to him. He's like, here, this might be perfect for you. And he read it and fell in love with it. And he called Disney and he's like, I want to do this. So, yeah, that's how he got involved. And I mean, it was almost kind of brilliant casting for him because he needed to break out of that mold as much as he was. I mean, he was kind of seen as the bad boy of the Brat Pack before his brother in a weird way, because it wasn't until a little bit later down the road where, Chuck, kind of got that image.
Yeah,
but at that point, Emilio was the more mysterious one of the two.
And he completely changed it all around with that. And which is funny because like, how popular the Mighty Ducks movies are. They were put behind the Disney Club. They never got official Blu-rays at all. And
Yeah, I've got
heavyweight
them.
shit, I mean, I know you
Yeah.
got the Blu-ray from the Disney Club, but like,
Yeah,
that was
I
the
don't
only place you
understand
could get
that.
'em.
No
Yeah.
special features, no love. What? And those were huge movies, like especially the first one.
Yes.
So I don't understand why they haven't gotten much love. But that one gets a release. Okay.
Yeah, that would have got a regular. I would honestly, I would have thought it would have been the other way around. Truly thought it would have been another way around. But no, I do like I said, regardless how I feel about some of the people involved in the movie, this movie holds a special place in my heart because as a fat kid. So that's why I've always enjoyed that. So but it was a fun movie. Kids loved it. I got it in there. I know it's not prestigious as the Last Picture Show or Black Bag, but like I said, we're a lowbrow show here, and I had a bit of a week, so I didn't get to watch some really good shit. So what could I say? All right, though. You can tell. Yeah, there are times where you can literally when you watch it, you can see their lips are not saying what you watch the movie. Like as a kid, you don't notice it, but as an adult, and especially when you know about ADR and all that now, you're like, these are not the words coming out of their mouth.
Oh,
yeah, Independence Day is a pretty blatant one.
Well, that was because it was technically shot as R-rated. Now this, I could see they were probably leaning a little bit more PG-13-esque.
Yeah.
And it just Disney's like, nope.
Nope, we not done that. So
no. That or maybe it was a movie he shot for somebody else and then Disney picked it up, but I doubt that. It feels like a Disney movie.
Yeah.
They just maybe went a little too far with the jokes.
I mean, you do have Ben Stiller, Judd Apatow. You even have Adam Sandler's people in the movie too that he's always working with. The guy from Grandma's Boy and all that's all in it. So.
By the way, we did miss an announcement earlier, but I'm kind of perplexed by it.
Okay.
This is one I've been anticipating for a while. Private Benjamin is coming from the Warner Archive collection, only in Blu-ray though.
I was gonna say not a 4K.
I know, but it is from a 4K scan because I think if I remember telling you something about it, I'm pretty sure I heard that's getting a scan. Because that's another example of movies where you're like, we used to go see movies with women in them. Private Benjamin is a huge fucking movie.
It was a big one, yeah. You watch to see if that don't get a 4K like 5 months later after
down the road. I'm thinking so because they did the same thing with that Frankenstein, The Curse of Frankenstein, and a couple other ones. So it's Warner. You never know.
Yeah. It was probably because it's his friends that were making the movie. That's probably more than likely how he got into the movie. So that's all there is.
At that time, Ben Stiller was pretty big. He probably helped get the movie made.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't a movie star. He became the movie star after Something About Mary, but he was on TV. He had the Ben Stiller show. He was on MTV. So he was making waves. So, yeah. All right. Well, that's enough of the heavyweights. It is a fun movie. If you've never seen it, do give it a watch, especially if you're of the portly persuasion. It's a feel-good movie. It's a feel-good movie. All right. Steven, do you want to go again? You got another one for us?
Okay. Somewhat more lowbrow. Showdown in Little Tokyo.
I love this movie.
I have that somewhere.
Yes.
And I got this copy through our pal, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser.
Nice.
And and of course, Nick. Yes. So, Nick. Okay. So, boobs, guns, explosions, drugs.
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen.
That line for Brittany. Where you going, Steven? What? Did you want to see it or something?
She heard him coming.
Yeah.
I don't remember the movie much, but I remember the memes.
You remember that, you got the two mismatched cops who are played by, of course, Dolph Lundgren and the late great Brandon Lee, and you got a bunch of drug dealing Yakuza bad guys. There's a damsel in distress. It's under 90 minutes. What more do you really need?
It's good old fashioned.
This is good old fashioned 80s movie done in the 90s. And it's a lot of fun. Bare bones, unfortunately, because the movie is so short, you kind of feel like there's an extra half hour laying around somewhere. But other than that, yeah, I've always had a lot of fun with this. And if you got an hour and a half to kill, you can do worse than
Yeah, it's a
than
fun
this.
movie. I am on. I mean,
Fun one.
I know maybe it could be seen in poor taste, but I'm honestly surprised they haven't tried to take his movies like Showdown, like you know what movie? I'm like I
Yes.
almost said the John Carpenter movie, so I almost messed that up. But I'm surprised they haven't done this and some of his other movies with big Blu-ray sets or 4K sets with the passing of Brandon Lee. I mean, I know it sounds cruel, but that's something Hollywood typically does. Is they typically, you know, oh, a celebrity died and became huge, so let's milk it. So, you know, that's what they do. But it is a fun movie. It is a great movie. Dolph Lundgren and him played great off of each other. I think if I remember, this might have been the movie he did before he did The Crow. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was before The Crow. Yeah, obviously.
I mean, I know it's before The Crow, but it might have been the movie he made before The Crow. Can't remember if Rapid Fire or this. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Well, I keep wanting to say Rapid Fire was after.
It maybe. I'm not. See, that's the thing is I always get them confused.
I think
Which
Rapid
one?
Fire was actually his first movie, to be honest with you.
Was it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because that one was actually shot outside of the U.S. Because I remember I brought it on last year, remember?
No, you brought on his first Chinese movie.
Oh, wasn't that Rapid Fire?
No, Rapid Fire's with is it Powers
Booth?
Yeah, Powers
Oh,
Booth.
okay, so
Yeah.
I thought he was in that. Well, which one did I bring on?
Yeah, he is in the one you brought on. It was his first Chinese movie that he
What
did.
one was it though?
I can't
Is that like
remember.
Laser Mission or
No, Laser Mission.
Like, that's the first time I first remember him being in the film.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it because I remember you bringing it on and I heard about it. It was a Chinese movie and it was one of the first one he did.
Not Legacy of Rage, was it?
What?
That might be it.
Might be.
Maybe.
There's
Yeah.
Isn't there like wasn't he in like one of the Kung Fu movies as well? Wasn't there like they were trying to do that with him?
I think he was supposed to be in the Kung Fu reboot, but I don't think he was. He might have. Maybe he was in the pilot movie or something.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I think he might have been. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Rapid Fire was. That's what I think. Rapid Fire was first, and then it got him the job with Dolph Lundgren on that, and then I think he went into The Crow, and that was sadly, that was it. Yeah, I thought so. He was in the two TV movies of the Kung Fu. I thought so. Yeah. All right. Well, yes, it was a very good movie. Nice lowbrow. Well, I wouldn't call that lowbrow. See, I know we're saying it lowbrow, but these movies mean something to us, right? So,
Yeah,
they're fun movies, right?
Sure.
That's why I saw that somebody posted something like that earlier, where it's like, there's somebody's like, oh look, here's one of those annoying film people where it's like, oh no, my top 4 movies. Of course, I'm not going to say something like Gladiator. I'm going to say something like some obscure French movie nobody's ever heard of because I'm a very film snob. Or this is like bullcrap, you know. So yes, I love a good movie like that. Good pick. Yeah.
Yes, it was Legacy of Rage. My bad.
I knew it was Legacy of Rage. I knew it. Rapid Fire was after Showdown. It was literally filming when Showdown was released. Okay, so now we got. So I didn't.
Okay.
I take your guys' words for it. So I don't know.
I get those backwards too, I guess.
Yeah. So, all right. Any other words on Little Tokyo? Why do I keep
if because you keep wanting to say Big Trouble in Little China,
that's what I would have done.
Which is also obviously every bit the classic it deserves to be.
Yeah.
So
I hate that I mix those names up. Those names, I don't know why I mix those names up because I obviously know the Kurt Russell, John Carpenter movie, and it's vastly different than this movie. But I don't know why that makes me feel like I'm
no 6 demon bags in this one.
Yeah,
yeah.
Little Tokyo, Showdown, Little Tokyo. Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, good pick there, Stephen. Good pick there, Stephen.
Thank you.
All right, Tom, are you ready for your next one? If you're good to go.
Sure, I think I can do that. Where should I go from here?
Up. You can only go up.
Only go up. let's do. Oh, that was not me. No, that was my chair. Speaking of early films, another one that I rewatched recently because it's mentioned in Easy Riders Raging Bulls is the Martin Scorsese film Mean Streets, which got a 4K Criterion release not too long ago. And it looks pretty good.
Nice.
I think it was scanned by Warner. Get some pretty decent special features. I wouldn't say they go out of their way. But now the movie itself is interesting. It's kind of raw Scorsese. He's not even exactly happy with it per se. It is a bit rough around the edges, but you can kind of start to see the kernels of what will be Taxi Driver in there. And also it's probably his most personal film because he is basically the Harvey Keitel character in the movie. And of course, what the movie is about is Harvey Keitel is friends with Robert De Niro, and Keitel is working for this mob guy who's collecting from around the neighborhood and stuff from like people who owe for gambling debts and whatnot, and borrowing and all that kind of business. And De Niro is called Johnny Boy, and he's pretty much overextended himself everywhere. But if it wasn't for Harvey Keitel's character, he'd be dead 12 times over probably. You know, and he's kind of one of those characters. The more people help him, the worse he's his own his own worst enemy more and more so.
Right.
Kind of like even shades from like The Gambler, even in there a little bit.
Okay.
But like I said, like it's a good movie. It keeps you in. Scorsese knows how to keep you watching, but like Barry the Music Man says, doesn't care for it. It is a harder watch. It's not one of those movies you're going to revisit often. It has elements to it that are kind of like, we talked about American Graffiti before. It is a little bit American Graffiti in there, but it's almost like American Graffiti meets Goodfellas, right? Like it kind of has that element to it.
It was hardcore.
Because the music, of course, Scorsese is always great with using music as a soundtrack, right? So that also helps set the tone of the era. It's very gritty, like obviously being shot as a very indie kind of movie in a way. But it got killed at the box office, didn't do very well. Scorsese, like I said, has always kind of been disappointed with it, but not. He still talks about it and talks about how it's basically how he's the Keitel character and how all the stuff that happened in the movie pretty much happened, right? So as crazy as some of the shit is, it did technically kind of happen, but. Yeah, it also made him want to make sure he kind of moved away from this kind of movie quickly because he didn't want to get pigeonholed, but then turn around and this is the kind of movie he's known for.
Yes, that's what he's just mostly known for.
So go figure on that one.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Happens. Sometimes you get pigeonholed.
A little bit.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
Okay. We're cruising along here.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of surprised considering how many movies I have. It's just there's not a whole lot you can say about it other than that. I mean, it's a very gritty. I'm sure Steven has seen it. I don't know if you have, Greg.
Oh, I have not seen Mean Streets. I have not. Yeah. So,
Steven,
have you?
Oh yeah, and for all of the like you said, it's one of those movies that looks and feels like they just went out to the street and shot it. You know what I mean?
They kind of did.
Yeah. We don't have permits and we're firing off guns and shit, so we got to be careful. We're blowing up mailboxes and we got to be careful,
Nobody call the cops. We're just making a movie.
So it's really have quality to it. It
has a very from the hip quality, yeah.
It is rough, but I always thought that was kind of either on purpose, maybe a very thing, but. I think it's what gives it its charm, for lack of a better word.
I think Scorsese kind of just said that it wasn't quite written tightly, and I think that shows throughout the film. Is it has a very loose, like almost like it's a third draft instead of a final draft.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it has that kind of a feeling to it because the ending is kind of abrupt and messy. That third act is kind of
Yeah,
I mean, but that's also where everything is leading towards, and it's kind of this, and it kind of reminds me of The Gambler, even more so the remake, with the whole "fuck you" speech. You know, like that is kind of where De Niro's attitude is by that point in the film. But he is in no position to be telling anybody to fuck you, you know, fuck off or fuck you. Like the John Goodman character's telling the Marky Mark character, you know, if you've seen the Gambler remake. I thought that scene was brilliant, how he just goes through that whole thing. He's like, you know, like this whole country was built on fuck you, you know?
Yeah.
And you got to have that fuck you money or you're not going to be able to do this kind of thing. And that's kind of where he's at right now, too. And, you know, because Keitel has done everything he can to keep his ass alive. And he's doing everything he can to get himself killed. Yeah.
You can't save him.
Yeah. Have a good one, VHS Massacre.
Take care, sir.
Glad to see you, man.
Take care.
So yeah, no, it's a very gritty, from the hip film. You're very much, and like you said, you can tell. Like I especially think like the parade scene and a few other things definitely just they literally just dropped down and shot them as they were happening. You know, like
Probably.
none of it was planned, no permits. And I think they even got, and I think they talk a little bit about that because a lot of these guys knew that if they lied and said they were making a documentary, they didn't have to have the same permits.
Yeah. Smart. That's smart. Low budget VHS Massacre. You hear that? You're director of low budget documentaries. That's smart. That's something you got to do. The Puppet of Greenwich Village, isn't that the one with Mickey Rourke? So according to Jose Morales, it's
Mickey Rourke,
really?
Eric Roberts.
I've heard of it, but I didn't know.
Daryl
that.
Hannah. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it was I don't know if it's so much a reboot, but there are kind of similar themes of its Mickey Rourke trying to, you know, keep Eric Roberts out of trouble, and he's just digging a deeper hole for himself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now it's interesting though because like it's funny because at the time that this movie came out, women were still. Outside of a few movies where they were the central focus, like, you know, Rosemary's Baby, for instance, and stuff like that. This could have easily been one of those movies where the woman just becomes kind of a side note, like The Gambler, for instance, the original one. She is the female character is kind of shoved to the side, where she's shoved way too much into the Brie Larson version into the Marky Mark one. Here you have a very strong female character throughout the entire film. And she's done very well. She's actually De Niro's character's cousin. And at first it starts out that her and Keitel are sleeping with each other on the DL just because of, you know, he doesn't want De Niro to know. But then there's other reasons that gets down the road later on that he's not supposed to be messing around with her. So their whole, like, you know, forbidden love is actually a big part of the movie and actually plays really well. And she's not treated the way that most female characters were at that time. So I got to give Scorsese some props for that. And he is generally hit and miss with his female characters sometimes. And I think that's just always a victim of whatever the writing gives him. Considering like some of his more stronger ones compared to the not so stronger ones throughout the films.
Right.
Like, you know, whether it's, you know, Michelle Pfeiffer in Casino or, you know, Margot Robbie in Wolf of Wall Street or I forget her name, but the chick from Goodfellas who ended up being Sopranos. Like they're all kind of very different characters.
And Sharon Stone in Casino.
Or did I say Michelle Pfeiffer? I meant Sharon Stone. Sorry. I was getting her crisscrossed with Scarface. That's my fault.
Yes.
Yes. So like you have those characters and they're all very different women, right? And this one kind of has a lot is similar to I think Connie was her name or whatever. What was it? Karen from Goodfellas has a lot more in common with her probably than any of the other characters I mentioned. So like more of a more strong basis, a rock kind of for the main character. Because she is kind of the character that keeps Harvey Keitel kind of in the mix of this whole thing in a way that, how do I put it? It gives the movie this other part of it that it's not just him babysitting his friend, right? And it gives the movie a little more heart. Because otherwise it is kind of getting to that point where literally Travis Bickle is a step away from where Johnny Boy is in this movie, right? Like he's just one more bad day away from this movie. Like, and so you can kind of see that, like I said, you can kind of see the blueprints of that character in this character a little bit. Although this character is just bound to die. Like he's almost like he's committing, you know, self deletion on purpose through
Right.
other means, to where Travis is a little different, but still it's kind of like a very, I don't know, not a mirror, but really similar.
Gotcha. Makes sense. All
Back
right.
when De Niro was worth a shit.
Yeah, when he actually didn't just.
Lorraine
Yeah.
Bracco is her real name, yes,
Yeah.
but I'm
Lorraine
sure-
Bracco,
yep, that's
Yeah.
it.
The Sopranos Tony's therapist.
Well, I love that scene in Goodfellas where she has the gun on him.
Yeah.
And it's exactly as it is in the book too. It's just like, yeah,
Good,
anyway,
it's good, yeah.
enough shit to deal with. Sorry, I love that fucking movie. Anyway, keep moving. Next.
All right. Okay. I guess I'll go to me. Unless you want to do you want to do another one? How many you got left?
I'm gonna combine a couple of the other ones, and so I technically only have 2 more besides the ones we discussed earlier.
Okay. So
So I'm gonna do 2 of them together. So yeah.
that works. All right. Well, I'll go to me, and I watched The Wraith with Charlie Sheen. Speaking
I
of,
thought about it.
Nice.
yeah,
What is it with you and me? We're always kind of on this weird, like, just off kilter
I
fucking
don't know,
thing.
man. It's just like I saw it sitting there, and I was like, I want to watch The Wraith. I haven't seen it forever. Well, it's probably been about 3 years before since I've seen it, because I
I
did
ain't
bring it
seen
on
it
the
since
show
cable,
before.
and I barely remember
So-
it.
Oh, I love this movie. This movie is it's so good. And as we've mentioned before, it is basically a remake of that Clint Eastwood that Kino put out on 4K, which is a great movie. I love that movie. But you know which one I'm talking about, where Clint Eastwood comes back from the dead and to this small town and everything.
Yeah, it's kind of High Plains Drifter, and it's
I was gonna say High Plains Drifter,
and
or
a lot
Pale
of ways
Rider.
to Crow as well. So
Yeah, well, technically,
Yeah.
this High Plains Drifter inspired this, and this inspired The Crow a little bit. Even though The Crow is based on James O'Barr's real experience with what happened to his girlfriend, but you can clearly see the movie The Crow takes a lot of inspirations from the Wraith. Matter of fact, there's a character called Skank in The Wraith, and
Yep.
there's also a character
Skank's
Skank.
dead.
Yeah, Skank.
Skank.
Yeah, that's not Skank.
Skink over there.
Yeah. So no, but this is great. This has actually a freaking awesome soundtrack with Ozzy, Billy Idol, Robert Palmer, Motley Crue, all the greats on here. Amazing soundtrack. Randy Quaid's in it as the sheriff. Is Charlie Sheen, as the Wraith. What's her name from Twin Peaks? You know what I'm talking about.
Sherilyn Fenn. Yeah.
Sherilyn Fenn. My God, does she look?
Oh God, yeah.
She looks so damn good in this movie. This is like one of the hottest she's ever looked with their long hair and sorry, she's a good looking woman. She was a good looking woman.
Indeed.
And you get to see her boobs, so that's always a plus sign. And the car is amazing in this. Essentially, this is what this, for anybody who may have never seen it, is this mysterious stranger played by Charlie Sheen shows up in this small Arizona town, desert town, where this guy had just been killed, and this group of motorheads basically who race people, like force people off the road and force them to race and steal their cars, have killed this guy. And he, Charlie Sheen falls in love with this Sherilyn Finn's character. And apparently she's not allowed to date anybody because the leader of the gang, who's clearly like 30 fucking years old compared to everybody else in the movie, because they're all supposed to be teenagers. And he's like 30 years old saying, "You're my girl. Nobody's ever going to get with you unless it's me." The fun fact, he directed The Notebook. So
Yeah.
what's his Cassavetes? I can't think
Nick Cassavetes.
Nick Cassavetes. Yes, he's it. So so, and the car, so like this mysterious car shows up as well too.
Mhm.
It's like they don't hide the fact it's Charlie Sheen right off the bat. So I'm not like spoiling anything. They don't hide that fact. It's like immediately,
It's pretty
him.
clear. Yeah.
And so like he starts racing them and killing them off one by one, all of like the Crow, until he gets to Nick Cassavetes' character and gets rid of him, gets the girl and all that. I know I spoiled it, but come on, like what do you expect? It's a very simple movie. And once again, it's like a 90s.
You mean like Clint Eastwood, not The Crow?
Yes, you're right. Like Clint Eastwood's like I played Drifter.
The Crow is like this and Clint Eastwood.
The Crow is like this and that. Yeah.
No, but you know what I love about this is like, and this is why I don't always have the same reaction usually to remakes most people do, is because this kind of thing used to happen all the time. Even Roger Ebert would call them remakes all the time, even though they technically weren't. They were, right? He saw through the bullshit. Like he probably, when he reviewed this thing, he's like, yeah, this is a remake of Pale Rider or, you know, High Plains Drifter. One of the, and he would be like, and it was either good or bad, whatever he would say. And he wouldn't judge it on that aspect. He would just judge it as the movie. And we would get movies like this all the fucking time. Like even whole genres were born out of shit like this.
Yeah.
Right? Like the revenge. I mean, this is technically falls in the revenge-o-matic category, which we've talked about before,
Yep.
Which started with stuff like, Rolling Thunder and Death Wish and
all that,
stuff like that. And then, and technically those kind of started with Westerns, actually. Like going back to the earlier Western, even then, because a lot of times it was, you killed my brother and now I'm going to kill you, you dirty son of a bitch.
And this is basically a ripoff of a Western, this is the MTV teen version of that movie of
we get them off once in a while. We'll get those, like something's clearly inspired by the Magnificent Seven, or I love like how Four Brothers is basically the sons of Katie Elder.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It almost like it doesn't even really hide it. It's not like it doesn't say it's a remake. But if you know goddamn well, it's basically Katie Elder. Like,
that's how they got around with these things. I mean, nowadays it's so blatant. It's like, oh, we're remaking this movie and we're calling it the same thing. So like
Total Recall or whatever. Yeah,
that's where people get pissed. But when they like, you know what, that was a good idea. So let's just remake it.
Let's tweak it a little bit. Let's do this with it. Let's change it just a little bit.
Change the name and this, and then people don't really know they're watching a remake, but movie fans will catch on to it. So.
Well, and they would do the same thing with Westerns and stuff like that were inspired by, the samurai films. And I love that kind of stuff. I don't mind that kind of stuff. To me, it bothers me more when you're just literally remaking like Total Recall, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Or even the Magnificent Seven for that matter, which isn't a very bad remake. It's just not great. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, you're already in a territory of it's a remake of a remake of a remake.
Yeah.
At this point, kind of like with Battlestar Galactica, or not Battlestar Galactica, the one I just brought on.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, the Corman film.
Battle in the Beyond the Stars.
Beyond the Stars, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, Zach, is out there talking about how fucking, his movie's based on Seven Samurai in space. It's like, motherfucker, we already had that.
Yeah, it's Battle Beyond the Stars.
It's called Battle Beyond the Stars. And newsflash, Star Wars was already in space. Because, he said it's a mix between Star Wars, Magnificent Seven, and it's set in space. It's like, motherfucker, Star Wars was already in space.
But you don't even know what you're talking about.
So it's in double space or what?
It's the space in between the space.
It's the spaces in between the spaces. No, yeah, it's kind of cool to see movie. And I vaguely remember, because this movie was on cable constantly.
All the time. That's where I saw it first.
I want to say Showtime had it, and they were showing it all the fucking time. Because I remember my dad saw it, because he used to travel for work. And he saw it when he was staying at a hotel. And I remember him telling us about it, and he rented it and brought it home. And that's the first time I saw it. But then when we moved and we had Showtime, it was on all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's one of those movies that kind of I remember flashes of it, but it's like been so long since I've seen it, I couldn't tell you much more than what you basically said is the broad stroke. And I mean, even that is kind of real vague. Isn't there a car or something like that too?
Yeah, his car.
His car. Yeah, I was gonna say he has a car because I know you mentioned the motorcycles, but I'm like, I remember a car.
Yeah, it's a car gang. It's almost sort of like Fast and Furious in a way as well too, with the way the way they come up behind people and push them off the road and force them to race them.
Yeah.
And then Charlie Sheen's got the Wraith. Has got the special interceptor car, turbo interceptor. Is what it's called. Nice black car and everything with souped up engine. And he comes along and kills them. And
I don't know what Brian's talking about. Chuck beat AIDS. Tiger Blood.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
he was telling us what the cure was the whole time.
He got it.
Just inject that shit.
Winning.
A lot of cocaine and Tiger Blood. That's all you need.
I mean, I think you could say he torched his film career, but I mean, at the point of at the end of what's that, 2.5 Men and stuff, Charlie Sheen had been around for years. He's made millions and millions of dollars.
You know what?
He's good.
If it wasn't for Chuck Lorre, however you say his name, being such a big fucking baby,
right?
Charlie Sheen would probably be dust. But Chuck was his own worst enemy and made a martyr out of Charlie Sheen.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing that, basically made him a legend.
Yeah.
In a weird way. It's kind of weird to kind of sit back and look at it, how it all went down. And it is Charlie Sheen's own fault in a way, right? Like, because we know how Charlie is.
Yep.
And his interview did him no fucking favors whatsoever. Like his career should have been over after that. But I think it was the pettiness of how they killed him on the show.
Yeah, he like threw away the whole show just to make a joke at Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. And I think that was enough to kind of make people go, you know what? Maybe Charlie was right.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Not about the tiger blood stuff so much. But
Yeah, of course, yes. I mean, yes, Charlie Sheen, Platoon, and Wall Street, great films, great thing. But, you know, it happened. Charlie Sheen is a bit self-destructive. What can you do? I'm sure he can get another comeback. It happens all the time in Hollywood. They keep letting him come back and come back and come back. So,
well, on that note.
Yeah. What is this? Do you watch in like Monarch? Is that the Godzilla show?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, I don't have Apple. I don't stream, so I've never seen it.
I do plan on hoping to catch up this next week or two.
So I've never seen it. No. But anyways, on that note, who are we going to?
I think you were last, so
Yeah, I was last.
Okay, we're gonna come back around to Chuck Sheen because I did this in a way that you'll understand.
Okay.
I think you just brought this on not too long ago, but I have the foreign version of it.
Oh yes, Repossessed
with Leslie Nielsen and Ned Beatty.
I love this movie.
Linda Blair. So again, I think you have the Kino version.
Yes, I have the Kino Blu-ray.
Okay, and I don't know what special features are on there, but like, this has a bunch of interviews, and it also looks fucking amazeballs. It's got to be from a 4K scan. It looks amazing. I don't know how well the Kino one looks, but I've had situations where I've gotten an import. And the import port looks so much better than the Kino version.
I bet that one looked better than the Kino because I don't think the Kino is a 4K scan because it was actually rumored to be coming to 4K and never did.
Yeah, because this looks fucking gorgeous and it sounds great. It's got both the original 2.0 stereo track on it and the 5.1. The only thing that pissed me off is I didn't get the Naked Gun cover, but it is on the disc. Here, I'll show you what I mean by the Naked Gun cover.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the possible covers, but I missed out on that one. That was, of course, the most popular of the covers.
Yeah, that's what everybody
But
likes.
this is a region-free release, so if you want to go with this instead of the Kino, because it does have a bunch of interviews and stuff on it. Because what I found out, and I didn't know, because I've seen this movie, speaking of cable, 1 billion times. This was on cable all the fucking time.
I don't think the Kino one has hardly any special features, if I remember.
Well, it's got interviews with both of the kids. The one priest that's not Leslie Nielsen, and the director-writer. And what I found out was interesting because I didn't know this either. Because I know this movie has a cult following.
Right.
I did not realize that it came out on the same day as The Guardian and The Exorcist 3.
Oh, really? I did not know that either.
See, I remember The Guardian and Exorcist 3 came out on the same day. And, of course, Friedkin directed The Guardian, if you guys remember that. So that was one thing I remember. But I did not know this came out the same day as that. And so what happened was, okay, so the guy who made this, let me look his name up here real quick. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I got it here. Bob Logan. Okay, so Bob Logan had only made like 1 or 2 low-budget movies at this point. Worked in a lot of television. And he happened to work in a movie with Linda Blair, so he kind of knew her. And one night out of nowhere, he gets this idea. So he calls Linda up, and he's like, Linda, I got an idea. Why don't we do a satire on The Exorcist? And you are now grown, white picket fence, 2 kids in a house, husband, all that kind of stuff. And you're repossessed. And she's like, that sounds funny, but I'm going to pass. And he's like, what? Why? It's brilliant. And she's like, well, yeah, it is, but I have been living with Regan McNeil my entire fucking life. I can't go anywhere without anybody screaming, your mother sucks cocks in hell. There's the devil, whatever, So she did really kind of fuck her career up a little bit. She kind of got really pigeonholed. Yeah, see, that's the same cover though, at least.
Yeah, same cover.
What does it have for special feature?
No special features.
Oh, so you don't know any of this shit, probably.
Nope.
Unless it's on the commentary, if there is one.
Yeah, there's a commentary. Is it?
So first she turned it down, and he's like, well, fuck. So he wrote it anyway. He's like, this is too good of an idea to pass up.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, I'll write it. I'll send it to her. Maybe she'll get it. So he wrote it, sent it off to her. She sent it back and said, it's funny, I think, but I'm just not digging it. And he started to realize that she just wasn't getting the humor.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, right at the same time, guess what movie came out? The Naked Gun.
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay, give me one more shot at this, Linda. Come to the movies with me. I'm going to take you to a movie, and I think you'll understand what I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm trying to let the audience laugh along with you. She's like, all right, I'll come see this movie. And after seeing The Naked Gun, she totally got it then.
Ah, nice.
So then she's like, okay, I'll do it, but on one condition. And he's like, what's that? And he goes, she goes, Leslie Nielsen plays the priest. You got to remember, Leslie Nielsen had just done this. They just went to see The Naked Gun.
Yeah,
you guys remember The Naked Gun made like $150 million at the box office.
It's a big movie.
So then he's like, great, I got to go get the biggest star on the fucking planet right now. So he goes, luckily, he goes, the weird thing is, he goes, I happen to work on a TV show like 10, 15 years before that with Leslie Nielsen, believe it or not. And I wrote a skit for him. He didn't mention the show, but he goes, and then Leslie loved it so much that he wanted to meet me on the set, and he did. And he gave me his card. He goes, if you ever work on anything again, you want my help, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I don't know if he's going to remember me or not. So I run home, scramble through my fucking office, trying to find a fucking Leslie Nielsen card. And I finally find it, and I call, and I get an answer machine, and they're like, shit. So I left my message, and he goes, the next morning at 6 a.m., Leslie Nielsen calls my house. And he remembered him. He remembered the skit and everything, and he even remembered pieces of it that he had forgotten. So he's like, Leslie, listen, I got this script idea. I got Linda Blair already. This is what it is. She wants you for the priest. I want you for the priest. He's like, all right, send it over. I'm on Saturday Night Live this week, and during this skit, if I wink at the camera, that means I'm in. Because he was in New York. Because he's like, oh shit, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning where you're at, isn't it? So Leslie got the script, via whatever it was back then that they would send it so fast,
Yeah.
And he read the script. They get to the show. The last skit of the night is the skit he was waiting for, and he gives him the wink. So that's of course the sign that yes, he's going to do it. So they work the deal out. But now they have no studio, no producer, no nothing. He's got pretty much everything he needs for a go picture. But he remembers this friend of his who was wanting to get into producing and whose dad was a big at 20th Century Fox, or the head of Fox at the time, or was at one point. And so he brought it to them, and they got the idea. They thought it was brilliant. Everything was a go picture. They got $6.5 million from the company to do the movie. But then in the process of making the movie, the company got sold out.
Oh man! See,
and the
none
new
of this
people,
is on mine.
Yeah, and the new people did not get the movie.
Oh man!
And they saw the movie, and they're like, okay, we're gonna test screen this, and they tested it to a bunch of 13-year-olds. Because they're like, okay, first of all, it's got to be PG-13. And they're like, you do realize that the movie The Exorcist is R-rated, right? Like, you have to be able to have seen The Exorcist to get the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's another thing. All these Exorcist jokes, take them out.
What?
So I guess there's a buttload of Exorcist jokes that are lying on the cutting room floor.
Dang.
And then the studio hijacked the movie from him, brought back Leslie Nielsen and Linda Blair, and all that music video shit at the end is completely reshot. All that shit in the gym is completely added to the movie. So none of that shit was in the original script, and the original script had a completely different ending. The original movie had a completely different ending, and the director left the project at that point. He has said that he would pay, if somebody knows where the footage is, to be able to go back and put his version back together.
Oh, I would love to see that. I would release the whatever cut. Release that cut. I would love to see his version with all them Exorcist jokes and everything. That would be great.
Because, yeah, he's like, almost all the Exorcist shit got cut out, but like the puking scenes and a couple other things. He's like, otherwise it all got completely axed. And he's like, these people did not understand. They're like, You do realize you're not making a movie for 13-year-olds. You're making a movie for at least 23-year-olds.
Yeah. Oh man.
Or older, because this fucking, you have to have seen The Exorcist.
Right. 6 is just trying to cause problems is all she's trying to do.
She's in there. She's in there.
Right after he talks about The Exorcist. Yes, the studio sounds like they were very, very stupid, Brian Barth.
Yeah, they had no idea what they had on their hands. And then, to make matters worse, they dump it in theaters, in like fucking 50 theaters, up against The Exorcist 3, which would have been perfect counter-programming.
Mm-hmm.
But then, to make matters worse, that he thinks that part of the problem was they got pressure from both Friedkin and Blatty to kill the picture. And I don't know if I believe this or not. I think Blatty wouldn't have said shit.
Yeah.
Because Blatty has he came from comedy. I think he'd have been all for it. He'd have probably just been jealous that he didn't think of it first.
I wanted to be a producer on this.
Goddamn right. That's where Blatty comes. Like, where's my money, motherfucker? Write me a check. That's the way Blatty is. I'll be honest with you. Or was, sorry. Rest in peace. But like,
yeah.
But of course, that being like the OG, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since everybody's been talking about it.
No, were you going to jump right
I started watching Scary Movie one night on Paramount Plus, and it looked like dog ass. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, okay. So I look it up on Amazon. I'm like, this thing's probably way out of print because it's a Dimension Miramax movie. Whatever. Yeah. Lo and behold, it's only $12.99. I don't know if you can still get it for that price for this 3-pack.
Where'd you find that at for $12.99?
Amazon. But I gave you the digital code, so you watched Scary Movie again.
I did watch Scary Movie, the first one.
So, of course, it all started here with Repossessed, but it leads to here, and, of course, it all comes full circle with Leslie Nielsen and whatnot.
Yes.
But, yeah, so, and it's been quite a tick since I'd watched Scary Movie, I'll be honest with you.
It's been a long time.
I think you and I both agreed that we had a lot more fun with it this time around than we probably did originally, or...
I think it also helps.
It aged better, I think.
I think it did age better, and I think it also helps with the fact that we just saw. I know people are not used to like it, but it also we've been into a Scream thing, so in the horror.
Yeah, but I was close to that shit when it came out too, and I was a big like the trailer. I thought the sad thing was when it first came out, I thought the trailer was the best part. Like it showed all the best parts.
Yeah. It did, but it's a fun movie. I mean, the comedy still is there. Like, there's really like some really great funny jokes. It is one of the better parody movies of that decade. It really is. And the Wayans brothers has the rights now.
Now, yeah, Paramount through their acquisition. Yeah. As far as who owns the rights to these actual releases, I don't fucking know if it's Lionsgate still or Paramount now. Actually, it's Paramount. This is a weird thing. This is how lazy these motherfuckers are. They're labeled as Paramount, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scary Movie 1 still has the previews and menus from Disney. And it looks like dog shit.
Oh, man.
The movie looks like shit. It needs a rescan so badly. And you want to know proof is in the pudding, because for Scary Movie 3, I think it is, or 2, one of the two, when Lionsgate took it over and that was the actual release, so I think it would have been this one, they have the trailer for Scary Movie, but it's rescanned. And it fucking looks good. And you're like, why doesn't the movie look this good? Because it's from an old-ass fucking scan that looks like dog shit. That's why.
I wonder if the new one is a success. I mean, granted, you'd think maybe before it comes out, but I wonder if the new one is a success, if we'll get new scans or new versions of these.
I would hope at least the first two get 4Ks. I don't know about 3, 4, and 5, but
yeah, I would like the first two at least.
Yeah, the first one's great. Now I'm sure you've seen it, Steven. I would imagine.
Yes.
Believe it or not, no.
You've never seen Scary Movie?
None of them.
What's funny is I actually saw Shriek If You Know What I Did last Friday the 13th before I saw this.
Oh, really? Wow. I saw that one afterwards because
that hit video first. It went into production first. This movie came out first because their post-production schedule took longer on the other film because they didn't have the kind of money the Weinsteins did. Knowing that movie was coming out too, they're very similar in a lot of ways. And back then, I'd have to rewatch it now. I don't know if I'd feel the same way. Back then, I actually preferred Shriek If You Know What I Did last Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
But now I saw some deal today about that, and in memory going back, I'm like, I don't know if that one would hold up as well.
See, when I saw Shriek, I didn't like it. I didn't think it was that funny, and I thought Scary Movie was the better of the parodies.
And I think it's just because they hit most of the same type of jokes and similar beats.
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't as funny.
Well, yeah, maybe that's the case because Scary Movie clearly has most of the better cast. It definitely has the probably stronger ending. Because the ending of Shriek, if you know what I did last Friday the 13th, is dumb as shit.
Yeah,
it's basically Tom Arnold.
Yep,
who plays the Dewey character.
Yep,
and it is much cheaper. It's a much more slapdash kind of movie. It was a movie that was picked up by Trimark.
Yeah.
And it just kind of was, but like at that time, for some reason, maybe because I saw that first, I leaned more towards that one. And since you saw the other one first,
yeah, I saw Scary Movie in the theater actually.
I see. For some reason, I think I did too. But Shriek, if you know what you did last summer, ended up hitting video pretty fucking fast. So maybe I didn't see Scary Movie in the theater. For some reason, I thought I did, but maybe I didn't.
I don't know.
But anyway,
I remember seeing it on cable. I think Shriek. I think I saw it on like.
Well, it did premiere on USA as well, but I think it came on video like a bit before that because it was one of the. It was already on video when I had my video store, but Scary Movie hadn't come out yet or was brand new when I had. So I think I might even have a Scary Movie poster somewhere. I might have it. Because I've got like almost all the posters that didn't get destroyed from my video store still stashed.
Man, somewhere. I've been wondering how do you get those posters still from like theaters and stuff?
It's kind of hard. You usually got to ask them. Like the local theater, if I had the money, they were selling them for a while there. So I thought about getting a few, but it just depends on what they get.
Yeah.
Then Scary Movie 2 came along. For some reason, I know fans love this movie. It's not my favorite.
I think it's funny, but I think it's more so like the characters. I think
so.
Is what's fun. It's much like I relate it much to. I didn't watch it, so I can't really speak completely on it. But I have a feeling it's much more similar to Final Destination 2, where people remember that movie very fondly in the tree and everything. But when you sit down and watch that movie, it's not as good as you remember. So I have a feeling.
Yeah, because it is kind of downhill after the Exorcist intro, which is almost better than Repossessed.
Yeah. Yeah, with James Woods on the toilet.
Fuck this.
I remember that. And I think everybody really loves the guy with the little hand. What's his name? Grab the straw.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I think everybody likes Chris Elliott's character.
Yes,
that's
Chris
the reason.
Yeah.
That and everybody loves the scene when Shorty gets smoked by the fucking killer weed. Those I think are the main reasons why people like those are the highlights after that intro because it's kind of down. Like I seriously every time, and I've tried watching this movie a few times now. Same thing this time. I fell out about an hour in, and I had to kind of like, wait, I missed something. I have to back up now because I was got to play with my phone, and I'm like, shit, like that means it lost my interest. Mm-hmm. But surprisingly, Scary Movie 3, I remember hating it.
I haven't seen that one.
Honestly, I don't even remember if I finished it initially, but I found myself enjoying it more this time than I thought I would. It is actually, I hate to say it in some ways, and maybe it's because it has Zucker behind it, just Zucker, not Abrams. Mm-hmm. It does have a bit more pound for pound solid jokes in it that I feel like there's some spaces where the first two movies with the Wayans, they might have missed a couple of good bangers here and there. Mm-hmm. The downside is it's a victim of its own circumstance in that they get too far away from the mothership with the Matrix shit,
right?
And some of the other stuff. It's like, okay, is this a Scary Movie parody, or is this just not another type movie where you're just going to throw in all sorts of random shit?
And I think that's sort of where the not a no whole other type of those parodies started to come from that movie. Yeah.
But I'm glad that I guess the original ending and they did a bunch of reshoots on this movie that helped. And I'll agree that it helped because the original ending was very Matrixy and all that shit. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because we brought up Shriek, if you know what I did last summer. The main kid in that, one of the main kids in that is the guy who plays the Joaquin Phoenix role in this. The Eminem / Joaquin Phoenix role.
Yeah.
And Chuck Sheen, of course, is in this from the Hot Shots. And of course, The president is played by the one and only Leslie Nielsen.
Yes.
And that's another thing that came in the reshoots was Leslie saving the day. And he has pretty much the same line he has in Airplane. We're counting on both of you to save the day.
Yeah. Which, like, you didn't even mention though in part 2 is like Tori Spelling is in.
Oh shit, yeah, Tori Spelling's that.
Yeah.
She's got one of the funner scenes too, but like her whole the whole thing with how it breaks down at the end, like that movie falls apart so badly in the third act.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mess. The second one is, and I guess part of the production issues they dealt with on the second film is half the reason the Wayans didn't come back, even though they stole some of their idea for the third film. But where else were you gonna go with some of this shit?
Exactly.
Right. I mean, the Signs and Sixth Sense and The Ring and all that stuff were very popular at the time. I've never even seen The Ring, and I know this movie is mostly based on The Ring. Right?
Yeah.
I don't even probably have to see The Ring now.
It's probably not. It's about the same.
That's what from what I gathered, it's pretty much the entire same plot, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. And what's funny is, like, I think now is a good time to bring back the scary movie franchise because you sort of are on one of those, like we talked about in like the 90s where the Scream and all them brought back the slasher genre and they made so many and they went into the remakes and everything for a long time. And that's sort of happening again now, except they're not as successful outside of still the Scream movies, which are still successful. The other ones they're making now are not as successful.
Well, Final Destination is, and that's in there.
Final Destination is, yes.
And Megan, of course.
And Megan.
And Sinners.
Yeah. But those movies are successful.
And of course, Scream 6 and 5 and 6.
Yeah, which is funny. And like what Brian Bartier's, technically, I guess you could say Scream is sort of a satire, but also that sort of like after watching that documentary, that sort of comes from Bob Weinstein because they were keep getting NC-17 ratings. And that's when he said, like, Bob called up Wes and said, "Don't worry, I got you an R rating," because I told him it was a comedy. And that's
and it kind of did start as more of a satire in a way.
Yeah.
Things kind of shifted when they got like Wes Craven involved. And Drew Barrymore, believe it or not, has a lot more to do with the movie being taken more seriously than people realize. Mm-hmm. The moment she decided she doesn't want to play Sydney and she wanted to play what's her face in the beginning instead?
Yeah,
Casey Becker. That kind of changed things. And what I mean is it kind of gave the movie a really different kind of spin that kind of like it was already an homage to Halloween. But he gave it that pedigree. It's almost like an homage to Psycho at the same time because everybody who went to see that movie thought that she was going to be the main star. Mm-hmm. And then when she gets killed in the first 15 minutes, you're like, wait, what the fuck? Like that took a lot. Like that opening scene, that's what I imagine it felt like seeing Psycho in 1960.
Yeah, 1960. I want to say 63, but I think I'm wrong.
No, I was going to say it's a little earlier. I think 60 or 61.
Let me see real quick.
Steven, help us out here. Shit.
1960.
1960. That's what I thought. Okay. So that's what audiences had to have felt like in 1960 when they went to see Psycho and all of a sudden, you know, the fucking main character gets killed off in the first fucking 20 minutes of the movie. Yeah. So like, we're just like, what the fuck from there on out? And then it's like, okay, so we get to know these other kids. And that's another thing is we shouldn't have been able to relate to these kids so quickly, but we did. And I think that was because that's where Kevin Williamson's writing. Because he had his finger on the pulse. You know, you can see it in Dawson. You can see it in some of his other stuff, regardless of how you feel about it. I've compared him to, and I give him credit for that. He has that John Hughes-esque way of understanding kids.
And so funny. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was going to say it's funny you bring that up because a lot of the stuff that people are complaining about with Part 7 actually didn't come from Kevin. It came from the guy that wrote 5 and 6. It's just.
Speaking of Dawson pops in a cameo.
Oops,
wrong window. Wrong set, yeah.
Would you settle for a PG-13 relationship with some dude cherry chest? It was great. The first one is so funny. It is just so funny. And it nails the I Know What You Did Last Summer as well, too. The absurdity of that. Like the straight up bits and out of making.
Oh God! It almost does that better than it does Scream.
It does. It makes it like, especially with. What
do you want? Where are you?
Just do it already. Fine, I'll just do it.
All right.
He jumps off the building. That's great.
Yeah. Oh, and that scene where they kill the guy, like is hands down probably one of the best fucking scenes in the whole movie.
You don't have to call the cops. I'm okay.
It's okay. I'm alive. Great. Now we got to get rid of the body. No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm good. And then, like, even to the absurdity of when Ryan Phillippe is choking out what's her name in the I Know What You Did This Summer. They do that so great. And then, like, with
because he keeps kicking the shit out of fucking Cindy or whatever.
Yeah. Oh man, it's great.
He's got her down on the ground, literally kicking the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Oh God, we hit a booth. Yeah.
Well, where's the foot it goes to? It is so good.
Don't tell me you drive without papers again. I got papers, I got blunts, I got everything to make a high beeping pie.
Oh, the Ghostface rap is great too.
What are y'all talking about? You already know too much.
Yeah, shorty. Oh my God, Doofy. I laughed so much at Doofy this time around. And yes, he's hilarious, but like this time around,
I miss him in part 2. Like,
yeah, you do miss Doofy. He's like,
no, we can't do it anymore. I got a girlfriend. No.
Gail Swallows.
All right, one more time. This is it.
He's like, oh my God, what did that smell? Yeah, I went poopy. It was good. It was really
I'm still trying to figure out if she farts or he farts when he tickles her.
I think it was him.
You think so?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
She says, stop that or something afterwards.
No, she goes, remind me to never do that again. But the look on her face is almost like she accidentally farts from laughing. So I'm still trying to figure that out because I'm trying to figure, it's like, did he fart or did she fart?
It is. I told you to leave me alone. I'm cleaning my room.
Yeah. Hello.
He said, Mom also told you stop sticking your dick in the vacuum cleaner. Oh, it is such. I mean, like we're talking about, we're laughing, and even like the gay jokes are hilarious too. It's like,
yes, they could never get away with those.
He's like, in case you didn't know, Cindy, I'm gay, and so is Ray. What the fuck you talking about? I ain't gay. You took me shopping in San Francisco, so I wanted to go shopping. They play good music. He never admits it.
And I even forgot how they brought him back in the sequel. But
Yeah.
did he not die? I don't remember.
Oh,
I was just watching both of them. I'm like, wait a minute, whatever.
yeah, he's just back. I think
But
he
he does
actually
have
deleted the scene where he explains.
I can't believe
back.
he's got one of the best lines in the new
We're here to
movie.
drink, play bad music, do some half gay shit.
Why just half gay?
Somebody pointed.
I got his
out
arms, I got his legs, I got his butt.
I got his drawers. I get his drawers. Somebody pointed out that like there's a scene in that trailer for Scare the new one with what Ray's wearing, and it's actually making fun of the one black guy who was gay who says he's straight now, and he's wearing the same outfit. You'd have to go through.
Shit.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Like with the bow ties.
He's wearing that little cowboy thing, and
yeah. Yeah,
the glory hole gets
that's in part 1. That's not in part 2. That's in
part 1 actually. Yeah,
they're making fun of Scream 2 in that scene.
Yeah, that's one of the best. I love that.
Oh,
the motherfucker is dead so many times. I swear.
Yeah. Brenda in the theater. This movie is good. I got you on film. You didn't know he was on candid camera. Didn't know that, did you? And everybody just starts killing her. It's like, this is for running Schindler's List.
She's another one who keeps dying. Yeah,
she keeps dying
because she's died in 2 and 3. One and 3. I don't think she died in 2, but I think she died in 1 and 3. And then she's back in 4 again. So, because I think they even say something. Because that's the one thing I remember from the trailer. Because I haven't seen 4 and 5 yet, guys. Because to believe it or not, 5 is almost impossible to get. It's like $300 some to buy for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Must have been a real limited release. I don't understand.
I don't think it was. I don't know. It's weird. One of those movies that just came and like, here you go, and that's it.
I
don't know. But no, I kind of want to see Scary Movie 6. I mean, I do want to see it. It looks funny. It looks hilarious. I love the first one. I think the second one's all right, but yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, but I think going to have that effect. It's like I think people remember the characters being funny, but I don't think the movie in general is as good as the first movie. So yeah, and I didn't know Marlon Brando was supposed to be in the second one. I kind of figured James Wood replaced him. I thought maybe he's gonna be like the Tim Curry character, maybe.
Oh, he'd have been way too fat to be playing the fucking priest anyway.
Yeah,
at that point, probably couldn't get him through the goddamn door.
probably.
I'm not even kidding. Motherfucker's not even wearing pants in that one movie he shot with.
Val Kilmer and them.
No, not that one, but that one too. What was it? The Italian Job, or is it the other one I'm trying to think? No, not the Italian Job.
Oh.
Shit. The one with Edward Norton.
The Score. Yeah,
The Score. Yes, there's scenes in there where he's shooting. They had to shoot him from the waist up because motherfucker wouldn't put pants on.
Typical.
Like
Brando.
he's literally running around no pants. I don't feel like putting pants on.
I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
My character has no use for pants.
I'm a free ball, so.
I need the air.
yeah. And I can't make a movie unless I swallow at least one bug.
Swallow what?
Swallow a bug.
Swallow
It's from Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
That's actually in Hearts of Darkness. That
Yeah.
movie I brought on 2 weeks ago.
It's in my contract that I get like a plate of bugs. And,
Swallow a bug.
yeah. It's a good luck thing now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess Scary Movie 3 also had a few other reshoots. Like, I guess all the aliens were reshot.
Mm.
The original version, they looked much cooler, like more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And then they reshot them with those goofy fucking looking aliens.
Oh, and the suits with the
In the weird suits, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that one. I'm like, I get the joke and it kind of works. And they got the money, so it's not like...
Yeah.
So, yeah, whatever. Like, this time out, I don't know. I guess maybe I just didn't have that whiplash with Scary Movie 3 that I had. Because I don't think I ever finished it.
Right.
So I think I shut it off like halfway through. I'm like, yeah, fuck this movie. I'm like, this is dumb. But this time out, I remember laughing. I probably liked it more than 2, to be honest with you. I hate to say it.
Interesting. I haven't seen 3 in a long time, and I don't even remember what 4 is even about. And honestly, I didn't even know there was a 5 till I saw the trailer for Scary Movie 6. So
Well, I can't stand Kevin Hart, but he actually stands out in this movie. This is his first movie.
Yeah, I think this was like where he was at the beginning before he became Kevin Hart.
Yeah, it's where they even brought him back in the sequel, even though the other character, the one kid, gets killed in the beginning or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens when I see 4 and 5. 4, I'm kind of hovering over because you can still get that one for a decent price. It's the same price I paid for the first 3.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these need to be rescanned bad. Well, 3 didn't look too bad. 3 was fine, but that came out. That's probably stuck forever in 1080p anyway, I'd imagine. Because I think that was 2006-ish, I think it is. Because then 5 is 2011, I want to say. Or 4 is, and then 5 is 2013, I think.
5 is 2013.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah, you're right.
And then 4, I think, is 2011.
Let's see. I don't even remember what Part 4 is even about. Part 4 is
That's the war.
2006.
That's the War of the Worlds mostly.
Oh, is it?
That I know from the trailer. Yeah.
Okay. Scary Movie 4 came out in 2006.
Okay, 2006. So that one's still right on the heels of 3. Okay. Yeah. So 1 through 3 all came out in pretty close succession, but there's that big gap between 4 and 5, and then now between 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So yeah. Which I think 6 is going to work because of how they're doing it. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to work. I think there's enough buzz with horror movies now that it's going to work.
And the revival and the way that I love how they're bringing her in is basically the Final Destination character.
Yeah, she's like a mix between her and
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah, because you can tell by the house, the way she has her house set up. Yeah,
and it's just perfect. Yeah, they're nailing it with this. I got to give it to them. So we'll see how good it is. I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty big movie this year.
The thing is, like, I couldn't believe how many 5 and 6 jokes they were made out of. So, like, I think the people that are fans of Part 5 and 6 of Scream might because they're little bitches to begin with, so they're probably going to take it as offensive. I think most everybody else is going to just have a good time laughing at it. So
I like the joke with Brenda too. Like, so it's going both ways. I mean,
yeah,
but it still works. Like,
yeah.
I'm Republican, so I'm supposed to be racist. Oh, I hate all white people anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny that they changed the ending of the trailer for the online than the one that
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah.
They're both making fun of Scream though at the end. So
Yeah.
the new ones. Yeah. But no, I did enjoy the first one. I've been meaning to get the Blu-rays for a long time. I do have the DVD, but as I was telling you before, it's like I couldn't find it. I was going through a box and everything looking for it. And I was like, where did I put that DVD?
So he does technically have at least the first one.
I do have the first movie. I might even have part 2 too on DVD. Okay. I don't know why I've never got them on Blu-ray. It's just I don't know why.
They don't look that great. You can tell they're from the same fucking transfer. In fact, on streaming, like I don't know how the version that you got from the digital version looks, but the version that's on Paramount has the extra added DNR on top of it all. Ooh. So it looks like almost not waxy, but kind of that flat. I mean, and on here, it looks okay, but it's not much above DVD quality. I think it's even like a 720p upconvert.
I was gonna say
2 looks a little bit better. 3 looks the best.
The digital copy I watched it looked a little like just slightly above DVD. Is what it looked like.
Yeah, it's probably the same as what's on Paramount Plus.
I didn't see a lot of like smoothing of people, or people didn't look plastic like that or anything. So
well, like I said, it's not a plastic look, but you can kind of tell when they've.
Yeah,
done
I know.
That.
I mean, I know. You know,
where they just kind of get rid, because there is grain in this version at least, but it's chunky as shit, and you can tell it's an old ass scan. Now Scary Movie 2, like I said, looks a little bit better, but not much. But that one came out in 2001 originally. And I think that one's a Lionsgate release. And same thing with part 3. So even though they say Paramount on them, they're all different releases.
I wonder who gets them. Like, even like, I wonder if they got the thing like with Scream 4, where Lionsgate owns that. So it's like there's some kind of.
I don't know. I honestly, but these all have the Paramount logo on the discs. See, because Paramount got. Actually, I think it has both. Nope, it just has a Paramount Miramax. Yeah, because Paramount got lazy with these releases. I don't know what the fuck they did. Because it's weird, because they actually changed the labels. So it's not like they're just using the old discs. But, like, in some ways, I think they did, because there's some ones I've gotten that were after the acquisition, even though they have a Lionsgate code in them, they still work. Like The Crow, I tried it, even though I had set it in plastic for years, and it had gone between the time Paramount bought it and Lionsgate owned it, and the codes still work. And I've had that happen with a lot of these codes. In fact, the codes still work for you, because that's what this came from initially.
Yeah, I used all 3 of those codes.
And the discs, like I said, they just literally use the same exact transfer. They don't even take off the previews and the logos or anything on it. Like there's not an extra added Paramount logo or anything like that. It's literally the same fucking discs that came out 20 years ago or 10, 15 years ago or whatever.
Yeah. I get to be honest. It is kind of weird to see the Paramount logo in front of a Scream movie. That is kind of weird, to be honest.
It's just kind of weird that they just were that lazy that they didn't even redo the discs. They redid them, but they didn't redo them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they had to have them reproduced to have the Paramount logo on the discs.
Yeah.
But they didn't reproduce or do anything otherwise. They just literally took the same file source of the original discs from Disney and Lionsgate and just reprinted them.
Yeah.
Like, and this is not the only time they've done that. They've done it on pretty much every Miramax release. So like,
you know what's funny though? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's all I was gonna say is I don't get it. But yeah,
I don't get it. But I was just thinking about the joke where Gail gets punched by Cindy in Scary Movie, and she gets up and goes, "Okay, which one you cop the field?" And the cameraman said, "I did. I just touched the top of the breast. It was so juicy." That scene, that's actually from Scream. That actually happened, because when you watch that documentary, what's his name from Deadwood?
Earl Brown or whatever the fuck his name.
Brown, his name. He tells that in that documentary, still screaming that when they did
the first take,
was taken, Courtney Cox came back and he caught her. He grabbed Courtney Cox's breast.
He caught her by the tit.
Yeah, he caught her by the tit, was holding her by the tit. So that joke is Scary
He's
Movie.
like, I'm gonna get fired.
Comes directly from that.
All right, who got the feel?
Yeah, who got the feel?
It was kind of cool to see like that crossover of the In Living Color and SNL crowd a little bit with the younger Marlon and the other one, I can forget his name now.
Not Damon. Sean Waynes and Marlon Waynes.
Yeah, Sean. Because I don't think Sean and Marlon were ever on In Living Color. Maybe Sean was, but as a
Marlon
bit player. Was he? I don't know if he was. I think he was too young at that point.
Maybe Sean was.
I was gonna say, I think maybe Sean was at the tail end, but I don't think Marlon ever was old enough to be on there because they ended up getting their own show later on because they were the younger of the fam. And I know they always joke about how basically whatever they do, their mom makes them put their brothers. So, and Keenan being a solid director on that first one, you can definitely tell. Yeah, I was gonna say I think Sean was, but like is more of a bit side kind of character. Yeah, Marlon was in college. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, he was too young yet.
Yeah,
but so like I mean, you can tell that it's got the big Keenan there for the solid, base as a director, being that he's been doing tons and tons and tons of shit. I don't know if he's coming back for 6 though. Is he?
No, I think it's a different director for the 6th movie.
Okay,
I don't think it's Keenan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's weird. I don't ever remember if if Damon, I almost called him Matt, if Damon and Marlon have ever done anything together, have they? I don't think they have.
Yeah, isn't Marlon Wayne and isn't he in Mo Money for a minute? No, not Mo Money. I could sworn there's like a Damon Wayne movie where he's like a bit.
Oh, is he in Mo Money? He might be. You might be right. I think
it could be Mo Money. It's like he's a bit character in one of them, just like a real quick bit character.
Yeah, I think you're right. No,
As a matter of fact, I think Damon Wayans Jr. is in Scary Movie 6, if I remember. I think I saw him in the trailer.
Interesting. No surprise there.
Yeah. So
carrying on the next generation, huh?
Yeah, I think I saw him in the trailer. I have to rewatch it to see. I think he was at one of the party or something like that. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. All right.
It was kind of fun to revisit them. It was funner than I thought it would be. Second one still blows, but it does have memorable moments and a nice cast. And I think mainly another reason why I'm not a big fan of 2 is because I'm not a big fan of the movies that it's spoofing. Like I've never been a fan of the 13 Ghosts and the House of Wax stuff. And
they're making fun of the with Harrison Ford and that.
What Lies Beneath. That one's probably that one I didn't mind so much, but that was just barely sprinkled in there. It was more so like the House of Wax meets 13 Ghosts kind of thing. Like I said, but you got like the Exorcist intro, which is almost feels out of place, but it's good. It works as like its own skit, but it almost feels out of place just because it's such an old horror movie compared to everything else that they're making fun of. But also, maybe it's because wasn't that when they released the version you've never seen? Maybe that's why.
Maybe.
I'd have to go back and look because wait a minute. Well, no, it would have been after that because. That I think was 2003. Because that would have been the anniversary. I could be wrong, but yeah, the haunted house aspect of it was not my favorite. What other house movies was there at that time that they were making fun of? I'm trying to think.
I know they did Poltergeist. That's the whole Tori Spelling.
A little bit of Poltergeist.
They did, and the clown too with Shorty, or the tree thing.
Yeah. And that, yeah. Well, there's a clown thing too.
Yeah, I think that's really about. I think that's all what they really spoofed. Yeah, House Wax is fire. I
like the OG one, the new one. New. It's 20 years old now.
Yeah, they're old now. It was just funny. Like you could tell how bad movies are. Is like people are going back to those 2000s remakes and like, you know what? These movies aren't bad. So like how bad movies are nowadays that's happening. All right, Steven, what do you do? One more pick and I'll do one more pick. You have any more time after that?
I've got 2 more technically.
I got 1 more. So
all right.
Okay. So we'll figure this out. But unless go ahead.
I can do one more if you want. Or unless you want to just go.
We'll do Steven, you, and then me. So how about that?
All right, that works too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm ready for 1 or 2. All right. Well, there was a movie that was mentioned earlier in the chat. We were talking about Fincher's The Killer. And I have a movie that was probably, I know that The Killer is based on a comic book, but I have something that might have inspired it. And that's Les Samouraï with Alain Delon.
Steven, get fancy on us again.
Yeah, but if you want to know where Fincher's The Killer, John Woo's The Killer, and all of those movies came from, Drive, they all came from this.
Les Samouraï.
Yeah, and Alain Delon as Jeff Costello. He is a contract killer who follows the samurai code. He is betrayed and now has to find out who's trying to take him out and get his money and get his revenge. But
Nice.
Along the way, even though he is supposed to be the villain, he's supposed to be this killer, he comes to find out that he's more honorable than the people around him. You know, the cops are brutal and corrupt and are willing to hurt anybody, even innocent people, to get to him. You know, and he finds out the people he's working for aren't exactly the best either. Shock and surprise. You know, no honor among thieves.
No honor.
He learns along the way that he's kind of the honorable guy, and kind of despite himself becomes the hero. And it's an interesting film. It's a slow burn, granted, but power outage tax. Yeah, I gotta my room lights out. I got to do something about that. But yeah. But yeah, it's every bit the classic that it deserves to be. And anytime I get a chance, I bring it up to people. If you want to see what, like I said, if you want to see the movie that was the grandfather of movies like John Woo's The Killer, and because John Woo has mentioned many times that John Pierre Melville is a big influence on his films, and that's pretty clear. But yeah, definitely a big favorite of mine, and this is the recent 4K that just came out, and it looks great. And so if anybody hasn't seen it, I say, yeah, give it a try. Like I said, it's a slow burn. But when you get to the end and it all comes together, and like I said, you get the point of it. If this guy who, and one movie that I can also kind of compare to, because it's almost a remake, is Ghost Dog.
Oh yeah, with
Forrest Whitaker. If you like that movie, you're definitely going to like this, because they're very much the same character. It's just that, you know, this guy is in Paris, and then you drop Forrest Whitaker into this kind of urban hellscape, for lack of a better term. So if you like Ghost Dog, you're definitely going to like this. And yeah, if you want to see where The Killer and Drive and those movies came from, check it out.
Nice. Nice. And thank you, Talking Movie Bubbles, for the $1.99 super chat power outage tax. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. As always, that's always appreciated. And you know what? I'll give you something special for that. So let's see, I'll give you this. Nick Cage. All right, Steven, any other thoughts on the movie that you want to give?
Yeah, like I said, it's a movie that has inspired a lot of other ones, and but if you, like I said, you want to go back and you watch it, you can see which movies cherry picked which scenes and which plot points. But yeah, it definitely was an inspiration to a lot of films, especially the films of John Woo. Obviously, Ghost Dog. I don't think Nicholas Winding Refn would have had a career if he hadn't seen this movie first. But yeah, especially with Drive. And yeah, but
He's just like me.
yeah. This is like the grandfather of those movies. So if you have like Halloween is like the grandfather of the modern day slasher film, you know, this is kind of the same thing. So if you don't mind some subtitles,
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
yeah. But Alain Delon, I love that guy because he was kind of a G in real life. You know, he passed away, I believe, last year or the end of the year before. He had the largest private collection of firearms in France. And I don't know if they had the castle doctrine in France or anything, but if you tried to break into his house, motherfucker was going to seal your fate. You know, he was ready to go. And in fact, some of the younger members of his family in his last few years tried to have him committed. They thought he was nuts. And you know, says, could you at least give a few of these up? And he's like, fuck no. The guy was like in his 80s. He wasn't going to change his spots, you know? So
He
was pretty badass. And just go back and watch his films, you know, because the first movie I saw him in was one of the airport movies, The Concorde, Airport 79. That was the first time I'd seen him. But then again, all of the movies that he was involved, that's kind of the fluff. But if you go back through his career, you know, and playing heroes, playing villains, being the romantic lead, he was pretty cool. He was a man's man, and I would say not just this film. Go back through his entire filmography and watch all of those movies because he's great in all of them. Nice. So yeah, definitely check that movie out.
All right, good pick. Steven always bringing in the ones that makes us think and showing us how fancy he is. Like the Bourne film.
You know, I mean, you know, I watch like straight to video Steven Seagal movies too, but you know, I don't always like to admit it. You know.
Here you guys go. A good one. This sounds familiar. I'm thinking it might be those ninja movies that was something, I don't know. But speaking of samurai, anyone remember a samurai movie where a samurai is stalled out and is in modern day New York, maybe an 80s movie? That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar, but I don't know. Does anybody remember that? If anybody remembers that, let us know.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, Tony
so I can see it.
It sounds very familiar. I'm thinking maybe that might be that. No, that's not that movie. I don't know. It sounds familiar.
It's not that trauma one y'all were talking about a few weeks ago, was it?
No, that's Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD.
Okay.
That could. Well, I mean, it could. You could maybe. That could maybe. He's not thawed out as far as when I remember. It's like he's possessed by the spirit or whatever. It's maybe. I don't know. If anybody knows, let us know. All right. So let's go on to Tom for another pick, and then me, and then whoever's, I think Tom again. So Tom, are you ready for another one?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of watched a scary movie.
What?
I don't know. I got it a bug up my butt. I wanted to go back to the 4Ks of Nightmare on Elm Street again, and I took out Freddy's Dead. Decided to watch that again for some reason.
I can't believe it. I've been wanting to go back to them as well. Honestly,
yeah, it's just the one I grabbed, and it's a fun film. You know what it is. It's either you love it or you hate it. Looks pretty good. You know, it sounds really good. We talked about him not too long ago, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. But sadly, I didn't really watch a bad movie per se this week. But I guess I would say I saved probably the worst for last. You've never heard of it, Six? Oh my God. Let me tell you about Freddy Krueger.
Have you seen that? Somebody put that together. It was hilarious. It's Chris Farley from Tommy Boy. And it says, when Freddy Krueger haunts my dreams. And it's, would you leave me alone and let me sleep for the love of God?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I like Freddy's Dead. I think it may not be the best of the movies, but I think
it's got issues.
But it's got some good stuff to it. All right. Well, I mean, if you, I know we talked a lot about them before.
Yeah,
so.
I was gonna say we did it kind of like with Scream. I mean,
I know we've been getting.
So.
What can I say? We love these horror movies, and they're our favorites, and that's why we buy them, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I did watch a sort of a scary movie too. For my final pick of the night. It's a vampire movie, and it's called The Forsaken. I don't know if anybody's seen this outside of me.
Haven't seen it, but I've seen the cover before.
Yeah, the cover does not do this movie justice. It's like, this is like a poor cover for this movie. This movie is like, say somebody that worked for Roger Corman or Charles Band saw John Carpenter's Vampires and was like, I could do that. You know what I mean? So, like, say they saw that and they're disciples of Corman and a Full Moon and stuff like that. So they have a certain flair to it. I mean, of course, it's a studio picture and it's a little bit more big budget. But there's like all the signs of this, like there's titties, there's vampires, and everything like that. So like the plot of the story is this man, Keir Smith, he actually cuts trailers for a company where he works out in California. The posters on the walls are like Bikini Car Wash and the class of Nukem High and stuff like that. So clearly this person that directed this movie, J.S. Cardone, was a big fan of those. No, it's not like Twilight. It's not like Twilight. So like he works for, he cuts trailers and he's going to go to his sister's wedding. So in order to get to his sister's wedding and to make money to give to her, he's going to take this Bentley that this person hired him to do. He's going to drive this Bentley from California to Florida to his sister's wedding, and he's going to get paid to do that because it's been restored. And along the way, he picks up a hitchhiker, as one does, which he's not supposed to. That's one of the rules he's not supposed to do. He picks up a hitchhiker, this guy, and it's just so. And then they bump into this girl who's acting all weird. It turns out they get mixed up with these vampires who are chasing them because they want this girl that they also picked up, who they bit, and they get chased by these vampires. And so, like, it's a road trip movie with that, and the vampires come after them. They're called the Forsaken because the legend of the vampires in this is like there was 8 knights who did something very bad and ate one of the knights, and the 7 of them turned into vampires, and they gotta they flip throughout the world. And like if you get bit by one, you can slow the transformation and becoming a vampire with like a cocktail of drugs, but it just prolongs it. And so the rules is if you kill one of the 7 that survived, if that leads back to your bloodline of who bit you, you will become human again. So the guy he ended up picking up and the girl he ended up picking up were both bit by vampires, and then he gets bit by a vampire, and then, so they got to fight these. So I'm explaining this movie poorly because this is a movie you have to see. You know what I mean? Because like I think that's the problem with this movie is like so many people saw this like cover and they think it's like one of those typical teen 2000s vampire type movie. It's anything but. I think you really got to see it because I know I'm explaining it very poorly. But you got to see this movie because it's a really solid vampire flick that's it's very R-rated. And the one problem I have with it is like the vampires don't have like vampire teeth. They just bite people. You know what I mean? They don't have the teeth, which was kind of weird. But like they kind of come at it at a different angle with the vampires. But like I said, if just think of the movie sort of like the John Carpenter's Vampires because it is very similar to that. With the lead guy and the vampires chasing the girl and everything like that, but there's no priest. Like James Wood isn't isn't like on a mission from the priest to kill these vampires. It's very similar to that. It's like seriously, it's somebody like who's a fan of like Roger Corman and movies and Full Moon movies and who's like and Trauma movies and was like, I'm going to make a big budget movie similar to that with the young cast and stuff. So I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. I think it's a very good movie. You got to see it. This came out in 2001. I don't remember when The Craft came out. I think Craft came out in the 90s. So this came out in 2001. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. Sort of almost like Near Dark as well. Yeah, it's like a hodgepodge, almost like Near Dark and the Vampires. But seriously, do yourself a favor and see this movie. Because I know I am explaining this movie very, very poorly. I know I am, and I don't know why. Because this movie should be very easy to explain. But yes, this movie is similar to like Near Dark and John Carpenter's Vampires, but with like the hip early 2000s cast. You know what I mean? Like, because they were cheap. You hire those cheap CW stars and put them in a movie, and it's like and you got a low cast like that. It's called The Forsaken. I do recommend it. It's a good solid vampire flick. So, and what can I say? Check it out. It's good. And good night, Brian Barth. Thank you for hanging with us. All right. I don't know what else I can say about it. Really, I don't know what else I can say about it. But check it out. Speaking of scary movies, Simon Rex is in this, and I know Simon Rex is in Scary Movie. I want to say 3 and 4. I want to say. I don't remember, but I think he's in that. But yeah, Simon Rex is in this and stuff like that. So it's a pretty solid movie. It's a pretty solid movie as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, who wants to go next? Who's got one more? Was it you, Tom, or Steven? I think Steve.
Does Steve have any more?
I have one more, sure.
Steven has
for
one.
it.
Okay, go ahead for it, Steven.
Okay. All right. So also from last year, Dangerous Animals.
And this one I've never heard of.
Okay, so this stars Jai Courtney, and he is a serial killer who feeds his victims to sharks.
This is that movie that I was telling you about that's like a rip-off of that shark movie I brought on.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I mentioned this movie. Yeah.
Oh,
Go
did
ahead.
you?
Sorry,
Yeah.
Steven. Yeah.
Now, I actually had a lot of fun with this movie. For as goofy as it gets, and I think that the lead actress in it, who's kind of like the final girl, she's pretty cool too, and it's just one of those fun little it's Shark Night, yeah, but the one, I think you're probably thinking the one with Patrick Bergen, right? Because he was doing like a similar thing, but yeah, but it's a lot of fun and just kind of. You like the lead characters, and you get to watch Jai Courtney go crazy for an hour and a half, and kind of get into his head and his methodology of because he's taking these people out on these dives, and he kills them and films it and feeds them to sharks. So yeah, so
nice.
It's just this crazy, again. Hour and a half, doesn't waste its time. You actually get to care about a few of the characters before they get killed. You get to know them, and it's a pretty decent. It's a pretty decent film. So if you missed it, if you missed it last year in the theaters, check it out. Yeah, it's actually it's a good time.
I didn't even know Jai Courtney was still doing things.
Oh yeah, he's actually in the movie Netflix just put out, War Machine, which is a fucking great movie, by the way. If you get a chance to see it, it's kind of like
I probably won't.
Kind of like
I don't watch Netflix.
I know, but it's kind of like Lone Survivor meets Predator meets Independence Day. It's pretty cool. Probably my favorite movie so far this year, actually. But yeah, Dangerous Animals, it's a lot of fun. Jai Courtney's actually really good in it. A lot of people hack on him. I think you put him with the right script and the right director, he knocks it out, and he knocks this out. You know, they go deep. You know, this is kind of like you're watching. It's kind of like you're watching like a really good serial killer character like Seven or Silence of the Lambs in this shark movie, and it's pretty good. And just he gets all OCD, and once kind of our heroine figures that out, that's when she realizes, oh, this is how I can fuck with this guy and get away. And so she kind of starts playing on that, because he's this very specific, and he has to have this specific camera, and he's got like one of those like cameras from the 80s, which like, you just stick the VHS tape into the camera, and there's this whole camcorder, and there's this whole scene where she fucks up his camera, so he has to rush out and go to all of these like pawn shops and shit to try and find this one exact camera, because it has to be that one. So it's like he's already crazy, and then you watch him start to slowly snap even more. So it's like he goes to this whole other level of crazy. But it's pretty well done. It's well shot. It's very fast paced. It doesn't waste time. You like I said, you get to care about the characters before they get killed, and it's a good film, and it's worth checking out. I saw this originally during one of the mystery movie nights that Regal and AMC and I think Marcus now do. So I got to see this on the big screen, and it works. It's a good film, and it's out now. This is the Steelbook 4K.
Steelbook.
So yeah,
nice. Digging it, Steven.
I think you'll like it.
Cool. I can't believe I've never heard of it. But the one Tom did say he brought it up, that kind of sounds familiar when he said he brought it up with the shark movie he had. Nice. All right, Tom, are you ready for your final pick of the night?
Yeah. So my bad, not bad movie.
Bad, not bad movie.
Yeah, because it wasn't that bad. It's not as bad as some of the other stuff. After all the Star Trek shit lately, I decided to finish watching the 4Ks and watch Star Trek Nemesis.
B4.
Dune buggies. Yeah, this movie, I tell you. Of course, I got the old Blu-rays here. And it is, of course, a new remaster, obviously. It looks pretty decent for the most part. It is definitely the least of the Star Trek films, let's be real.
It's not the Wrath of Khan? You mean it's not the Wrath of Khan?
Tom Hardy, look, not one of his greatest performances. He's all right. Not extremely convincing as a young Picard.
No.
The plot is very weird.
They cloned Picard, man, and put it on Romulan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why though?
They have to hope that he ends up being, like, that's the other thing is like, yeah, he's like been like, I can't remember exactly how many years old he technically is supposed to be, because they exaggerated his aging process or whatever, because they were trying to plan on replacing Picard, and then they abandoned the project, and that's why he needs something from Picard's DNA to help him.
He had like some kind of sickness, right?
Well, he had that already, but like it's also he's dying though because of the whatever they did to him to age him.
That's right.
So like, yeah, it's kind of convoluted in that respect. And then what's her face gets mind raped, and Riker and her get married, and we get to see Wesley for a whole of 2 seconds, and he doesn't say a fucking word. Thank God.
Good. That was that was a good scene.
Yeah, I mean, it has its moments, but it definitely suffers from the we're trying to make this an action thing, and I don't know. The B4 thing is like, again, another really kind of convoluted you just had to hope that Picard was in the right place at the right time to get that signal, and he was that interested in it, and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that really is predicated on a lot of that shit. And just, it's so predictable, and there's not a lot of good twists and turns in it to really kind of make you feel like this is a good, you know, send off to the TNG crew. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember they were all this one, and then like when the director came on board, there's like he knows absolutely nothing about Star Trek and stuff. So yeah, it's not one of the better The Next Generation movies at all. Not a good send off.
Well, it suffers from a lot of the same problems, but it also has we're going to reuse this similar kind of Wrath of Khan sort of story kind of thing for no good reason.
Yeah. And I know what's his name, Tom Hardy said that he about self-deleted himself after this movie because they told him this was going to be his big, huge break and he was going to be a big star after this, and the movie flopped hard and they put him down and everything, and the critics and everything. So he said he almost self-deleted himself after that movie. It took him a long time to get over it. So yeah. Was James McAvoy, wasn't he pretty young at that time though? I mean, he I don't think he could have played him at that time. How young was he?
This is 2002.
I was just about to say, was this before or after Band of Brothers? But then again, I remember both Tom Hardy and James McAvoy are in Band of Brothers, and I think they're like roughly the same age, I guess. So I don't know.
Maybe.
I never thought McAvoy really looked or sounded all that much like him, to be honest with you, either. He just kind of has the same
mannerisms.
Not even mannerisms, but just the same kind of quiet cool that Patrick Stewart can emanate, that when he plays his version of Professor X, it works, even though it's like I don't see the same character or the same act, you know what I mean? Like I don't see him as a younger version any more than I see Michael Fassbender as a younger version of no way. Like what did he do, shrink 3 feet in the process, like
and get really gay?
Then you become Ian McKellen in 10 years. What?
He did not age very well, did he?
Same thing with McAvoy. It's like no, I mean, you want to continue have McAvoy play, you know, Professor X here on out. I have no issue with that. But yeah, as far as this movie though goes, I mean, it really just, I wish I could say better things about it. It's not horrible, but it's not good. It doesn't have enough new stuff brought to the table. Yeah, Tyrell, I was just going to say, more people probably would say season 3 of Picard is a proper send off, and a lot of people agree that it's more so like a movie than it is the show with the way it's kind of handled. But and what I mean is clearly the what I meant before with like the issue of this suffers from a lot of the same issues the other movies do, and that is the more TNG I saw over the years, I can see where people get to like, this is the movies are not the same, like especially when it comes to TNG, right? Like the TOS movies little lean more closer to they feel the same, the characters feel the same ish, you know. They feel bigger, more broader, but it doesn't feel like Captain Kirk is all of a sudden some new character.
No, it feels like it really feels like a continuation to like things would have escalated a little bit. To where this, it's almost like in some cases it's almost like, is this the same fucking Picard that's on the show? Is that the same Riker that's on the show? I mean, why is she fucking driving? Like, you know, there's all kinds of questions that are being asked constantly that I can see now in hindsight, and why all of a sudden there's some like action star Picard moments, and like how he has like zero care for the Borg, but then all of a sudden before it was like, well, you can be brought back, but now it's like, no, kill the fuckers. You know, shit like that. There's just so many, you know, I don't know if anachronisms is a word I'm looking for, or what the hell you call it, where one thing goes against another, you know, like they just chuck full in the movies. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the word either.
It's not an anachronism, but you know what I'm getting at. totally goes against canon or anything that they would have done in the show. So yeah.
Nah.
And if anything, kind of go see the old RLM Red Letter Media breakdowns of the TNG movies, and they kind of give a good explanation of a lot of that. I mean, First Contact's fun. The TNG movies are fun.
Yeah.
But they are, I when I saw them, like I had seen, handfuls of episodes of TNG, but I wasn't like an avid Trekkie or anything like that. I saw them just because they were in theaters, and that's what my cousins wanted to go see or my friends wanted to go see. And I literally saw the movies before I had probably seen more than 36 episodes of TNG. Maybe a few more. Because then I started watching it more often because it used to be on Sunday nights. Siskel and Ebert were on at 10:30, and then afterwards it would be it started as MASH, but then they switched over to TNG. So I started watching more episodes of TNG, and I started seeing the differences more.
Right.
As I've gotten older and watched more. I still haven't watched all of TNG, believe it or not. But as I've seen more of it, I see the differences, and I see what people are saying of why, especially like my old friend Clobby, rest in peace, where he would talk about certain things like that too, about how different they were, or people like that. So
yeah,
I can see it more so now than I did then, because at the time I had fun with them in the theaters, but even by the time I got to this one is one where I was really like, I don't even know if I saw this one in the theater, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. I saw First
I'm trying to
Contact
remember.
in the theater.
I know I saw the first 3 for sure, but I'm not 100% sure on this one. If I did, I'd remember not liking it all that much. But
I saw Generations and First Contact. I don't think I saw Insurrection or this one in theaters.
I want to say I did see this one, but I'm not going to hold myself to it. Not that it really fucking matters,
but I had seen the TV series. I used to watch it all the time growing up, so I'd seen all the. But you're not wrong. Yeah, a lot of those complaints is like their movies do feel different by extension of their shows.
The characters feel different. Yeah,
they feel a bit different.
They try to make them more action movie oriented and just throw in a lot of movie cliches, and you can tell that Patrick Stewart's like, I want a love interest, or I want a dune buggy.
Yes,
like,
it is.
Like, why the fuck are you driving dune buggies when you just flew in? Like, you literally just flew in these little pod things, but yet you got out of those in these little what?
He wanted to be like Kirk.
I don't even think Kirk would have done much like that.
No,
he had to.
He wouldn't have. Yeah.
Like, I don't remember anything like that. Like, and that's kind of where people were making fun of Star Trek Beyond when Kirk's running around on a fucking motorcycle, and same thing in like the first, like the car and shit. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
To that end, like that's the part where the movie gets difficult to watch, and the B4 shit. I don't know how I feel about B4. Like, it is such a cop-out in a lot of ways, the way the movie ends, because, like, I don't even know if they ever explained in Picard, the show, how that's actually Data.
Yeah.
I think that it is technically, I think they do address, because I blocked in my brain the first season out, because it was so fucking bad, and I never watched all of season 3. I watched enough of season 3 to go, yeah, it's alright, or whatever, and I just quit.
Isn't it basically like Data just put his brain in B4?
Well, that's what happens in Nemesis. They do cover that.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, they're like, it just didn't take or whatever. But then all of a sudden he starts singing Blue Skies. But then I think by the time we get to Picard, that's supposed to be B4, who is now technically Data because they had the same memories and all that shit or whatever. Yeah. I don't fucking know.
And I never watched Picard, so.
I only saw like the first 2 episodes because this is actually kind of a funny story. I was actually was going to be part of a show that was going to review Picard. And everybody noped out after like episode 2.
Yeah.
So the show never came to fruition.
I never heard anything good about it till the 3rd season, and I know a lot of people say the 3rd season is good, but you still got it. You still have Picard season 1 and 2 there, which everybody ripped ass on, and so it's like, and plus it's all Kurtzman Trek, and it's just like Tyrell here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, once you get to that, it's just like I can't watch it anymore. I just can't watch it anymore. I can stick to the TOS and the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, and Voyager, but I that's about as far as I'm going anymore. So, yeah. All right. Any final words on anything there before we close out the show?
Oh, well, I did look through IMDb Pro. Check me out. I have a page there. Let's see. That film about the frozen samurai is Ghost Warrior from 1984.
Some people were putting that in the chat, so there you go.
And it is produced by Charles Band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Now I have to seek this one out. Seek this one out. All right. Well, thank you, Stephen, for that. Thank you, Tom, for hanging out with me. Thank you, Stephen, for hanging out with me. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging with us. Like, share, subscribe to Steven. Steven, if you want to throw your channel in chat, if you get before we close it out, go ahead and do that. Like, share, subscribe to Steven, me, and all that. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys for always being there with us. And as always, you don't have to go home. And I gotta find my clip, but you can't stay here.
How you doing?
Bitches sneeze.
Bitches leave.